What's up, guys? Um, I know I'm reading some of your messages. It's been like such a crazy time today. Like, there's so many things going on. It's like, so we had Brian Koberger's court hearings all day, which I was just listening to. It's basically going over the same stuff, all those court papers that we went through. They're going over it in court, which I find it interesting, but I don't think people would want to rewatch it again. Then I still want to do the Delphi stuff, so I might do that after this. My internet's been going out all week a lot, so I've been like last night. Sorry guys, my internet. I tried to tether; it would not let me tether last night. My computer. I was trying. I was trying forever to try to get it to work. I was trying all this stuff. I feel like I screwed up some settings on my computer, switching things. I hope I didn't, but yeah. So we've been having this whole neighborhood. The internet's just been sucky so bad. My mom's thinking about getting new internet. Now me and her have separate internet. I have my own internet, but she switched to the same company I have, and oh my god. Anyway, yeah, there's just a lot going on. Oh shoot. So I finally got that interview. So yeah, I had my appointment today, and I'm get home, and my dog Zeke, he had a vet appointment, and I don't know. He has this thing on his chest that he had last time we took him in, and it was the girl vet said, don't worry about it. Just if it bothers him. Well, he went to a guy vet this time, and they said, well, if it gets bigger, it turns hard, let me know. So I'm a little bit nervous. It's just this thing on his chest. Remember, I was concerned about it last time I took him. Anyway, I get out of my appointment and my brakes are out. It's just been a day. I've like not just, how your brakes like start to squeak and they get bad and they're grubbing. It wasn't like that. My brakes went from working to I got out of my car after my appointment and they didn't work. Like pushing it all the way down, like where you felt it, like the pressure, and then it just pushed all the way down to the ground. Like nothing. I've never felt brakes like that. It was scary. And then I didn't notice, so I don't know if the whole time my brake light came on, but I ended up making it home safe. And then I had my mom check because I'm like, Mom, I called my car place, and I was like, yeah, my brakes are out. My mom, and then we are going to take it to the car place. And I was like, I don't know if it's safe to drive it. Like, I don't think it is. And my mom's like, let me test it. She went out and she's like, yeah, that feels weird. And then I noticed the brake light was on. And then I noticed like there was like water, like it was leaking, but I don't know if it was my air condition that was on. So I got it towed, and it was bad. Like the tow guy even was like, "Oh, let me see. Let me take it out. Let me see if I can take it down." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know if I'll even make it down out of the driveway." Like he was nervous because we kind of on a hill. But yeah, so my brakes, I don't know what happened. They towed it. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm rambling, but that was my day today. So I got off to a very late start. Uh, Yeah, I told you, Sarah. I said, yeah, I have to see how late it is. I told you, silly. Said I have to do this. We'll see how late, and then I'll see how I feel after Delphi. If I want to do Delphi or if my internet holds up. Go check. I said it. I don't know, maybe you didn't get that message. It's on one of my audios. But yeah, I said I'll see how I feel and see if the internet goes out, see if I feel like doing Delphi. We'll just have to play it by ear because I want to take advantage of if this internet holds up, because I do think for dates I could probably tether it and see you because my mom can do it on I do it on her iPad fine. It just won't do it on this what I need to do for my lives on my computer. It was just too much, too powerful. But for an iPad that would work. So yeah, I just want to take advantage of this. Anyway, but yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if brakes are safe. I don't know. No, we're freaking waiting to see. I don't know. I haven't heard from my car place, but I mean, he just said, "We'll take it in, and I'll check it when I can." He's like, "You can't drive it, so it's not like just get it in here when you can, and then we'll look at it when we can, because it's not like you could drive it or anything." And I was like, "Yeah, that's true." So yeah, I know. My cat's mom. You know what I thought? I was like, did somebody cut my brake light when I was in my appointment? Did somebody hate me? Wade wives? Did the Wade wives, one of the Wade wives, like get my address and hate me that bad and like cut my brake line? Now, if this happened after that whole thing I went through, what, 2 years ago now, maybe, or a year and a half ago, where I was getting death threats. I mean, I was getting threats where people were saying they were going to kill my family. They were talking about like bomb, like all this stuff. If that would have happened at that period, I probably would have been scared somebody came and cut it. But I don't think yeah, I think it's just I've never had that happen though with my brakes. Normally they wear out and then you could feel it slowly and squeaking, but to just completely where you had no freaking like I had no brakes. I don't even know how I made it home. Like there literally was no brakes. Like I'd push it all the way to the ground and it was like nothing. But I mean, I'm just kind of experienced where driving for so long. I mean, we probably all would be where it's just going like so slow that like I was able to, you know what I'm saying? I was able to make it home somehow. I wouldn't want to take it back out, but I needed to get home. Um, yeah. No, it's not like a regular brakes though, because I've been taking my brakes and asking, hey, do I need new brakes? They weren't due to be fixed yet. Something went wrong with them. But anyway, yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna do this and then I might, depending on I might do Delphi too. So it might be late. But like I said, I'll come in when I sleep, Sarah. But yeah, I don't know what time. Like I said earlier, I was trying to tell you, I don't know what time. You know how me, I was trying to get it ready as soon as possible because I was trying to edit the visuals together and it looked 9:30 and I just got it done. So it's just that's why I didn't want to give a time. You know me, I try my hardest. I can't even make it to my lives in time. So yeah, I know. Sorry. I mean, maybe we could always sleep together for sure when I go to bed, but if you're already sleeping, we could probably do it tomorrow if you want. Oh, I like to play by ear, but I know I want to go over this interview. It's over 2 hours, or it's over 1 hour, and I want to go through the new documents I got for this case. So this is the 2014. Oh, I'm already 6 minutes in. Sorry, I just wanted to tell you about my day because it's been kind of crazy. Um, so no, I mean I'll come in after to sleep for sure, like we do, and then anyway. Thanks, Gidget. Yeah, let me get started on this. Okay, so this is the 2014 case, which I'm going to read the document, the incident report, but I'm going to play the interview first. I had went over this case before, but it's been months ago. But I did get, this is that one that I did get extra documents like what a month and a half ago. Remember I said, I'm glad I saved it because I was trying to save it to see if I could get more stuff. So I did get a little bit of extra documents that I never did go over yet on the 2014 case. It's the RAPE case in kidnapping of Wade. It happened in December 2014. I think it was December 13th or something. It'll say in the report. What is it? December 13th, 2014 is when this happened, right? He turns himself in. This interview is January 7th is when he comes in to turn himself in because he has a warrant out. So he comes and he turns himself in. Now remember, this is the case. He went to trial and got found not guilty. So I have some of the things that I did, the jury notes that I did share. I have shared those before, but I'm going to go over it all again today since we're going over the case. So the most of this interview is that, but then he's got so much crap going on. So then the second half of the interview is for that firearms charge. So the first part's the R case where she comes in and talks, and then the guys that for the firearm case, they come in and talk to him after. But most of it, I would say more than half is the R case. Yeah, so he was charged with, well, here, this is what you'll see. You'll see his side, and then I'll read the incident report, which will be her side of the story. So you'll see both of the sides and how they differ dramatically. I mean, I guess the same things happen, but I guess the consent, like, obviously she's saying it was forced. He's saying she was willingly did it, whatever. You'll see. Yeah, it's just audio. I was hoping it'd be video too, but it's just audio. But yeah, so this was January 7th, 2015. So this would even be like 2 years before that last interview. You could tell his voice sounds really young. So he would be what? His his birthday is 94, right? So he would be, it's May, wait, 2004. He'd be 20? He'd be 20. Because he wouldn't be 21 yet, right? Because yeah, right? Because he'd be 21 in May. So he wouldn't even be 21 yet, right? Yeah, I think he'd be 20 because it'd be the year he turned 21. He would turn 21 in May, but this is January. So it would have been a couple months before he turned 21. So he's 20 years old. Okay. All right, let's see what you guys think. I already listened to it, so I'm anxious to see what you guys think. All right, I put a little some visuals. Now I know I'm gonna get crap because people think I'm doing like thirst traps. I don't even understand what thirst traps are. All I want to do is kind of portray like maybe a lot as many pictures as I can of what he would have looked like as close as I can at the time. So I put like a lot of younger pictures. I'm not trying to do whatever a thirst trap is. I think that's the silliest thing that's even a thing. I don't even understand what that is. That's not what it is. It's just trying to show pictures of the person that we're listening to. So since we don't have a video, we could put the picture as we're seeing pictures of the person that's talking. And at that time he was younger. So I was trying to find younger pictures. So that's just how my mind works. It has nothing to do with trying to make him look good or anything. I do that with every video of like I have an audio or a voiceover of the person. I try to find as many pictures so to add for visuals. And so that's what I did. It has nothing to do with me trying to make them look good. I know some people think that's like, what? No, I'm just putting pictures of the person up, of the person we're talking about. So I don't know. That's all it is. That's no conspiracy here. That's how my thoughts are. Okay. Because I guess that's what I want to see. So I kind of make videos how I want to see. I want to see like I'm a visual person. So like if I'm just hearing a video, like I want to see something. And it's what I'd rather see like pictures of the person that's talking, because then I could visualize the person talking and like absorb it better. I don't know. So I think I make videos how I like them. Probably a lot of people do that, but okay. All right, so here we go. Now, for some reason, she redacted out, I think that like a first minute. So he doesn't say his name at first, which is like, he sounds so young. I'm like, is this him? But they end up saying his name. She redacted like the first like minute out. For some reason, it's just nothing. So it cuts in. I mean, we don't miss any of the interview, but I think it maybe when they're going over the identifying stuff, that's probably why she redacted it. But okay, so here we go. I mean the state where I got it from, or Leon County, I should say. Yeah, this is from Leon County, is what the case was from. All right. Here we go.
No, I think Tallahassee hates me right now, though. I don't think they like me too much.
Just this little evidence that you have.
Yeah, it's just some people's phone numbers, businesses that were there that night.
And is not like fashioned into a shank.
So,
Where's blades now?
no, just another folded piece of paper there.
Completely.
I just made one for me, one for her, you know.
And the paper poking around looking for you.
I know. It was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got nervous and scared just when I knew I had to come and do this.
I'm gonna have a seat. Well, I think you make smart decisions for everybody, especially me.
Yeah,
I have to drive all over the damn place.
yeah, and I know how it looks when you run and it doesn't look good, and I don't need that.
So definitely, if you have some
Oh yeah, I don't need that.
information that you think would be pertinent, you definitely ought to offer it. I think.
All right.
We have no interest in charging somebody that doesn't deserve to be charged.
Definitely.
It's not like we don't get any kind of extra money for the number of people we arrested or anything like that. All we do is get sued.
Yeah, no, right.
Wade Wilson.
Wade, I'm Investigator Gary.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Very nice to
you.
meet you.
We did a little bit more than a pat down. He seems to have nothing else on him except for some paperwork that he needed.
Okay.
Some names or stuff to people that you ought to talk to.
Perfect.
He has some photographic evidence that might be relevant, and as well, which is mostly evidence.
Okay. Sounds good.
Anything else right now?
Nope.
All right.
I'm good. Thank
Thanks.
you.
See you later. Thanks.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm all right.
Thank you for coming up.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I want to just show my side.
Excuse me back for interrupting. I'm going to do some paperwork.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
That's weird. My mom said she knows you too.
Yeah.
With your,
Yes.
I know I look like an idiot right now. I'm sorry. It's not how it looks though.
Well, like I said, I appreciate you coming up and talking to me, and I do want to talk to you about this. I want to record our conversation today, and I do need to advise you of your rights before we talk. So let me get through that part, and then we can talk about this. Okay?
Definitely.
And I don't have to record the rights, but I'll record our conversation.
Yeah, that's fine.
So name is Wade Wilson.
Right, correct. Yes, ma'am.
I guess so.
Today is what, the 7th?
I'm not even sure.
Yeah. Okay, your statement of rights. Before you answer any questions or make any statements, you must fully understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. I'm just going to put my name as the person that read it to you. I'm going to ask you a series of 3 questions. I'm going to write your answer, and then I'll have you verify what I wrote is correct, okay?
Okay, sure.
Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
Yes, I do.
Have you previously asked any other law enforcement officer to allow you to speak to an attorney about this incident?
No, ma'am.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
Okay, what you'll do is just initial next to 1, 2, and 3 that what I wrote is correct, and then sign for me. Okay. All right. So Wade, you contacted me today and said that you wanted to speak with me and you had evidence for me.
A little bit.
So
A little bit.
tell me why you contacted me. What do you know about what's going on or whatever the case may be?
The reason that I contacted you is because obviously I've seen my warrant. I know what I've been charged with, and I did hide away for a few days, and I did do that. The reason I did that is because I was scared. I never had to face anything like this in my entire life. I've never done anything like this. I never had this against me, and I was scared as shit. I was frightened.
Okay.
The reason I came to you today is because I can't run no more. I didn't do what I'm being accused of. I want to prove my innocence. Not only that, but I know that running makes me look, you run. I mean, what do I look like? Like I did it, I'm now. So I'm coming in and I have to for myself.
Okay.
I was scared though. So, I don't have much evidence. I'm not gonna lie. There's not much for me, to do, but
Why don't you start with telling me what happened?
Okay. Well, could you tell me your side real quick? Because I just want to,
I will tell you that you said you saw your warrants, and what were your warrants for?
For the sexual
Battery?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Sexual battery with the weapon, deadly weapon, and kidnapping.
Okay.
So
I can tell you that my case is regarding those crimes. I'm not going to give you the details of it. I'm offering you the opportunity to give me your side of what happened.
I know what it must be because
It was involving a female at a party you met.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I know. You want me to tell you the
Yeah.
story and then give you the?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
I know her name is either Caroline or Carolina. I had just met her that night. She does hang around the same group of girls that I know. They're all one big group. They're all they're all friends. But I'd seen her maybe a couple times before. Never talked to her. Don't know her. That was the first time we had talked or done anything. I went to the party that night. Me and 3 of my younger friends. They were just basically giving me a ride. They gave me and
Who
they
was
gave
that?
my friends Sid, Will, and Taylor.
Sidney.
No, his name's just Sid.
Sid what?
He's just got a I'm not sure of his last name.
What about Will and Taylor?
I think Taylor is Taylor Owens.
Mhm.
And then William, like Timon, or, Teeman or Timon. One of those names. Yeah,
Okay.
they're on my Facebook.
I'm not going to stop at that much, so don't worry. Remember the name Sidney, though. Sidney was that interview we watched from the firearms case, which, remember, when we watched his interview, he acted like he didn't really know Wade that much and that it was Tyler that was his friend. But guess what? Since now I know the name, and when I was going over the 2014 case, I didn't know that name at the time. But now that I know it and I went through the witnesses they called up, that he found it got innocent. Guess who was one of the witnesses in this 2014 R case? Sidney. He was there at that party. He was one of the few witnesses. There wasn't a ton of witnesses. There's probably 10. He was one of them. So you tell me, I barely know him. He's Tyler's friend. Freaking liar. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. We watched his interview, if you remember.
But
Okay.
they were just giving us a ride, really. But they gave me, and they also gave one of my friends who's a girl a ride to the party. Her name's Caitlin Walker.
Okay.
She's my age. They're a little bit younger, but they gave us a ride. We're just at the party doing the normal thing, everyone, just hanging out. Maybe we'd been there for anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour at this point. And me and Caitlin were kind of trying to see almost a competition against each other because Caitlin is bisexual and I'm straight, and kind of had a competition of who can get a girl.
That's another thing I kind of giggled at. He says, Caitlin and Caroline, they're bisexual, but he's straight. But so maybe he was straight at the time, and then he experimented, and we know that he had. I mean, he definitely dated that Chris guy. I mean, he's pretty open that he's not straight anymore. But it's just kind of funny. Like, I'm straight, but but he's already 20 there. You think he would know if he? Maybe not.
Or not. And so we had met Caroline, whatever, and actually her and Caitlin had met first. They were talking together.
Okay.
And right next to the bonfire. And I remember I saw them, went up to them, and all three of us were just talking, and it was like sexual talk. She thought I was cute. I thought she was cute. She thought Caitlin was cute. Just a normal thing. And we're all just being flirtatious. Well, towards the end of the conversation, however it got to it, Caitlin, I guess understood that she wanted me or whatever. So Caitlin, kind of stood there, and then me and Caroline wanted to have sex with me. And
Did she tell you that, or
it was extremely known.
Okay, well, tell me how.
She was saying stuff like, "You're so hot. You're so cute. I could imagine sex with you. I want to have sex with you." And at first, it had started where she was saying that type of stuff with the three of us.
But she was talking to you, or
well, to begin with, she was talking to me and Caitlin.
Okay.
Like it was gonna be like a threesome, But however it led to the end, it was me and her, and she was just like, "You're cute." She was like, like just flirtatious stuff, like, "Stop talking to me. You're gonna make me want to do this and do that," like stuff like that. And
do you remember some of the things specifically said? She said you were gonna make me want to do this or that.
It was just.
And if you don't, that's fine.
No.
I'm just asking.
It was just like I would love to have said just stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm trying it, and so it led to, and me and Carolina, we went out to Sid's car, the dude who drove us, and
What kind of car does he have?
it's I'm not sure the kind. It's like an SUV. I think it's like a Nissan, and it's like red or maroon, like MSU color.
Okay.
And here was the house. Here's the front street right there. I mean, his car was literally parked not directly in front of the house, maybe 5 cars up the street. The house was still in visible
So
sight.
if you come out the front door to the right or to the left?
Correct. If you're coming out from behind the house where the party was, you would take a right.
Okay.
Yeah, from that way.
Okay.
And it was the house is here, the road's there. It was maybe not directly in front of the house, but maybe 4 or 5 cars down.
Okay.
The house is in visible sight. It was literally like a 20, 30-second walk to the car.
Okay.
So we left, and the point I also want to make right now is that for whatever reason, I have a kidnapping charge. I want to make it known that there was no way that I forced her any type of way to the car. And it will be known that she literally was like,
I know she walked to the car with you.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
not what the
okay.
kidnapping
all right,
charge
yes,
is
ma'am.
for.
Okay. So that happened.
Did y'all have plans to like go smoke or something?
We smoked.
Okay, but is that how, I mean, when y'all left the party to go to the car,
It was,
what was it under what pretense?
right. Now I see what you're saying. The pretense was to have sex. That is
She said, let's leave to have sex.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Okay.
the original pretense. That is it. It was not to go smoke and then led to sex. That was not
Okay.
it. That was never it.
Okay,
It was let's go have sex, and then in the meantime, while it was going on, okay, now let's smoke.
okay.
That's what it was. And we didn't smoke first. We smoked after the sex. So we went out to the car. We had sex. I also want everybody to know that Caitlin Walker, the girl who was gonna have the threesome with us, while me and Carolina were in the car, she came out of the car.
Mhm.
She saw me and her having sex. She saw her on top of me laying down, her on top of me, not me fucking her fucking me.
Okay,
So that's one thing. And then also while she was giving me
a blowjob?
yes ma'am, while she was
Okay.
giving me a blowjob in the back seat, there was I guess an officer, I don't know his name, at the party, and he was walking down the road. I didn't see him until he came to the car. It was a white man, a little bit bigger, an officer.
Mhm.
He came up to the window in the back seat. He had his LED flashlight real bright. Came straight up to the window just like this and flashed it through. I guess he saw some shadow in the and he flashed it through. Saw her doing that. We both kind of looked up at him like, and I was like, and she was like, and that was, and he was like, all right, and he walked off. He saw it, and he left.
Okay.
He left. Okay. Now we had sex. I filmed it on her phone.
Mhm.
She wanted to film. She was freaky. We got into it. It was good. It was good sex. It was good. It was good sex on both sides. She liked it. She wanted to film. We did it. We did that.
So she told you to video it?
She told me to video it.
Okay.
We did that. I didn't send it to nobody's phone. Didn't send it to my phone. Didn't send it to any friend's phone. Just left it on her phone. She wanted to film. Filmed it. We had sex. We got finished. It was for a little while, maybe over an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, over an hour.
Did you guys have, okay, so you told me she gave you a blowjob while you were out there.
She gave me a blowjob. We had vaginal sex. We had sex. She rode me. I was on top of her. She was on top of me. She was on her knees. I was laying down. She was between, every which way on both sides.
How did it start when y'all got into the car?
The way that it started was we got in the car, in the back seat.
So y'all went straight to the back seat?
Straight to the back seat. No. I went in the front seat, put the key in the car, turned the car on. Music, air conditioning, back seat. That's how it went. Got in the back seat.
Did you climb to the back seat or did you get out and go to the back seat?
Okay, hold on. I believe I got out and went to the back seat. I'm too big to even fit through the middle. I'm too big for that. Got out and went to the back. Opened the door, got in. Whatever.
Did she do the same thing? Did she get out and go to the back?
No.
Or was she already in the back?
She already went to the back.
Okay, so she went straight to the back.
She went straight to the back. I just went in to put the key in, turn the car on, turn the radio on.
Okay.
And that was it. And then I got in the back. That was all.
Mhm.
And I got in the back. We didn't hit it off right away. It wasn't like that. We had conversation, 5 minutes, just talked a little bit, It was just pre-talk, and what started off was her giving me oral blowjob.
Okay, and how did that transpire? Did you ask? Did she do it? Did she talk about doing it? I mean,
It was not where I asked. It was more like, I remember it was a well-known thing. It was already known between two people. Obviously, when two people want each other, it's known. Nobody has to say anything. It happens.
okay, so were y'all doing something prior to that? Or did she just get in the back seat and give you a blowjob?
She got in the back seat, then I got in. We were just conversating, talking, like I said, for 4 or 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember did she hop into it? She just she didn't say like, okay, stop, pull your pants down, let me give you a blowjob. It wasn't like that. But she just, it was just emotion where you
Okay.
stop talking and she just goes for my pants. And it's like, you already know what it is and you just sit back.
Okay, well, my
That's what it
question was to find out, were you guys kissing? Did you guys make out? Did you guys do anything?
Yes,
Or did you
yes.
go straight to a blowjob?
No, we started kissing. You're
Well,
right.
that was my point.
I'm
asking.
sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes, ma'am. We did kiss a couple times.
Okay,
Not a whole lot. Didn't even make out. Maybe a couple pecks. It wasn't really even. You
okay,
know, it was a couple pecks on the cheek, whatever, and a couple kisses. And then she went for my pants, and it was just like a known thing, and she just went for it.
okay,
After the blowjob, it was straight into sex,
okay.
just like where you're in a bed and.
How were her clothes? What clothes did she have on? What clothes did she have off? Or,
During the blowjob, she had all her clothes on,
okay,
every single piece of it. I didn't even have my pants fully off. My pants were halfway down my thighs.
Okay.
My pants were still on. I had all my clothes on. She had all her clothes on. And when the blowjob started, we just went into it, touching each other, feeling on each other. Her taking my shirt off, me just feeling on her, taking her shirt off. She took my pants all the way off when they were halfway down.
during the blowjob, you said?
No.
After.
I mean, it was, yeah. She stopped. She took her mouth off and we just were rubbing on each other, and she started taking mine off, and I took hers off.
Okay,
I pulled her shoes off. She took my shoes off.
okay.
And
So was she completely naked by the end of that? Or did she have some clothing on?
when we first started having sex,
Like at that point when you guys started taking clothes off, did you take everything off? Did she take everything off? Or-
right, and when we got into it, we had everything off, correct.
Okay.
And then we got into the sex, and we were both naked.
Okay,
She might have had her pants on. I might have my pants. Her pants or my pants may still be on. That part I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to sound fictitious.
Okay.
My pants or whatever may still have been on. My socks might have been on.
okay.
I
Yeah, that's fine. I'm talking
sorry,
about
yeah.
like pants and shirts and
Yeah.
underwear and
Yeah.
bras.
I mean, underwear and stuff was off, bras and stuff were off, but
Okay.
pants might have socks. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't.
All right.
Yeah. Got into sex. Had great sex, like I
When
said.
you say sex, was it vaginal, anal, something else?
We
both?
had both.
Okay.
We had both.
How did it start?
And if you see the video, you'll see that it was definitely both.
How did you start?
Vaginal.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Vaginal.
Okay.
And led into anal. And I don't think she gave me a blowjob at the end. No.
Okay.
That was it. Blowjob, vaginal, anal.
Okay.
And it might have been anal back to vaginal. But
And then
it was
you
just
said this happened for about an hour.
roughly an hour, maybe slightly over an hour.
Okay.
And then after the sex, we sat in the car for a little while, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it was a little while. And we smoked some pot. We
Okay.
We smoked some pot together. We did. Smoked some pot. And got high, whatever, smoked some pot. She was drunk. I didn't really drink. I don't drink alcohol. I don't really like alcohol when I'm drunk. She was a little drunk. I guess everyone at the party was drinking. I don't drink. Smoked pot, got high. Had a bong in there. We got high. Friends came out of the car and kind of got mad at them. Told them, y'all stop interrupting my little thing. Stop
While
trying.
y'all were smoking or while y'all were having sex?
This was while we were smoking.
Okay.
But yeah. And I got mad at them for just interrupting my thing because how that goes. But
Was it Sidwell and Taylor or was it different friends?
no, it was them. But I
Okay.
don't. All three of them didn't come out at one time. I think it was just like two of them. It might have been just Sid and Taylor or Sid and Will. But it
Okay.
was just them. It wasn't different people.
Mm-hmm.
So they went back to the party, whatever, and me and her continued to smoke. And towards the end, she and I, obviously, after sex, we were nasty, disgusting. I was sweaty. I smelled like shit. I didn't really smell her, but I assume she probably smelled the same way. Her hair is nasty. I'm sweating. I had my shirt off. I look gross. She looked gross. And I wasn't going to go back into the party. I went down for it. And the party was about to be over anyways. It was pretty much done. People were leaving.
What time do you think this was?
This might have been after 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Because I think the party was over around 2 and people were leaving, but not everyone was leaving. So
Okay.
Maybe around 1. She wasn't going to go back in. I wasn't going to go back in. asked her, can I drive you somewhere? Where do you live? Can I take you home? She said her brother lived 2 minutes away, her brother's house. And tried to start the car to take her. Didn't really know how to drive a stick shift too well. And his car is a stick shift. He came back out, and here I am sitting looking stupid trying to start the car for a little bit. And he helped me get it started.
Sid did?
Sid helped me get it started.
Okay.
Yes.
How did he help you?
He came to the driver's door
Mm-hmm.
and opened the door, and he showed me how. I didn't get out, but he just showed me how. And I got the hang of it. You know, it's difficult, but it was, after you get the hang of it, it was simple.
Okay.
He just showed me how. Put that in that gear, put this in this gear, press the brake, press the clutch, and that's how you do it. So I got it started, and we pulled out, went down the road, and her brother's house was literally like 2 minutes away, and we hit the corner right there, and I messed up on a brake, on the clutch or whatever it was, and the car went out on me, and we were stuck in like somebody's, in the road / driveway at the same time. We were halfway in both, and we were trying to get it to work again, and I couldn't get it for another like 15 minutes. I didn't know what was going on, didn't know how to do it. Finally, I got it, and it worked.
Okay.
So we got it back going. She got out. She even got out of the car now. She even got out of the car, and she helped me like push it. I was like, all right, maybe if you push from the front a little bit, I'll try and reverse this thing. We'll get back on the road, and we'll get going, and let's see what we can do.
Okay.
She helped me start the car. We got it fixed. We got it working. She got back in the car. So, all right, where's your brother's house at? Let's go. And maybe from the spot we were at then, her brother's house was literally maybe a minute down the road. Hit the corner, went straight, and might have been a left or right, whatever it was, but it was like right there. Pulled in the driveway. She got out, said goodnight to her, had a good night, dropped her off, went back to the party, and picked up Wilson and Taylor. And they got in, smoked a little more pot, and then we left.
Okay. So only you and her went to her brother's house?
Correct. It was just me and her. That was it.
Okay. What time do you guys think you walked out of the car?
Oh,
I know you said you left.
with me
I mean,
and
you
her
were
to go
done?
to the car?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Shoot, you know what? I wouldn't be able to say. Maybe around 12 something ish, but I can't say that for a fact. But
Do you think you were out for like a total of an hour?
Oh yeah,
Total?
oh yeah, for sure. We definitely were. We had sex for a little while. We smoked pot for a little while. We were out for a while.
When y'all had sex, did you use a condom?
No condom. I didn't.
Did you
I
ejaculate?
didn't have a condom. She didn't mind if I didn't use a condom. It was cool on both sides.
Okay. Did you ejaculate?
Yes.
And where?
It may have been vaginal or anal. I'm not sure.
But inside of her is what you're telling me?
It may have been inside of her, and I don't want to say for sure, but I may have been pulling out at the same time, and it may have gotten on her.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, but I know that I did, because
Okay.
we did have that sex, and it was released. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Whether
one
on
time
or
or more than one time?
It may have been more than once.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, it may have been more than once. Yeah.
Okay.
But I can't say. I don't know for sure. But
Right.
It could possibly have been more than once. Yes, ma'am.
You described her as freaky.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, when we were done. Okay. When we were having sex, she was just freaky. She was freaky. We had good sex. Wild sex.
I need you to
Okay,
explain to me what freaky is.
Okay, when she was on top of me, she was riding me. I'm laying down like this. She's on top of me doing her thing. Her hands around my throat. I'm looking up at her. My hands around her shoulders, grabbing her shoulders. Her hands around my back, scratching my back. Freaky sex. Me on top of her, holding on to her neck, holding on to her shoulders, her loving it, me liking it. Both of us enjoying that type of freaky sex, where it was just good and it was physical and it was intense.
Did she ask for sex like that, or just?
Hold on. She didn't say, let's have freaky sex. I didn't say, let's have freaky sex. It was done. And it was done. And if truth be told, it was almost like her telling me, because she started riding me first.
That was going to be my next question.
Right. She started riding me first. The blowjob went directly in. I was leaned against the door. When she was giving me that blowjob and that cop saw me with the flashlight, that's where I was. I leaned against the door. I turned my head. He's right there at the window, right with the light, right in my face.
Mm-hmm.
She's right there. And he nodded, did like that, and he walked off, okay? I'm leaning against the door. She was doing that. That went into when we took our clothes off like this. I didn't move from position. I stayed in the same where I was, just slouched down.
And she got on top of
She
you,
got
you
on-
said?
And she got on top of me, correct.
Okay.
And she got on top of me. And the sex was freaky from the get-go, with her on my neck, her on my back, scratching me, my shoulders, that. It was from the get-go. It wasn't said, it was done. And it was done first by her. That's how it was.
And the hands around your neck, when she put her hands around your neck, what do you mean?
I had afterwards, I had scratches on my neck, just fingernail
I mean,
scratches. Just
how describe? Was
Oh.
she choking you?
Well, throughout
Was she
the
just-
whole entire sex, at times she was holding my neck,
Okay.
squeezing my neck with one hand, with two hands.
Mhm.
I liked it. I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie, she could squeeze. I loved it. It was good sex.
Okay.
Maybe squeezing a little bit, choking me a little bit. Never too hard, but intense. It was
Mhm.
nice.
Okay.
I had a couple scratches on my neck. I had 3 or 4 hickeys all over my neck. You know what I mean? Looked like probably didn't want that to happen, but I looked probably trashy. But she did that, and it was good. And that's how it was.
Okay. And so when you dropped her at her brother's, you went back to the party and picked up your friends,
Yeah.
and that was that.
Dropped her off. I dropped her off and pulled away. Before I went back to my friends, I smoked some pot to myself
Mhm.
because I'm stingy with my pot. I have been before. Smoked some to myself, picked them up, and they all got in the car. It was cold as shit outside. The party was about dead. So maybe it was close to 2 o'clock. The party was pretty much dying out. There was still people there and whatnot, but it was pretty much at the end.
Okay.
And they got in, and we went off. We smoked some more pot. Didn't really last too long. They dropped me off and they left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you talk to her again after that?
I never talked to her again. I haven't seen her. She doesn't talk to me on Facebook. She hasn't called my phone.
Did she
I don't
have
even-
your phone number?
No, she
Okay.
didn't. But if she would have looked at Facebook, she could have got it.
But when she met you, did she know you by your first and last name or just by your first name?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
But weren't you introduced to her? You
Uh,
said she walked up with
right.
Caitlin.
no, her and Caitlin were talking.
Mhm.
I walked into their conversation.
Right.
And I was introduced, but it was only by, I believe, by first name.
Okay.
And it was only, I can't even remember if it was Caroline or Carolina, but it was one of the two.
Okay.
And I was introduced by Caitlin as well as Wade, but I had seen her before, but I don't know her last name. And if she knows mine, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I'm asking, like, did you ever say my name's Wade Wilson?
Oh, no.
Well, then
No.
she's not gonna know how to find
No,
you on
okay.
Facebook
Okay.
necessarily.
Yeah, but if
so-
she looks up my first name, I'm one of the only very few kids in Tallahassee with the name Wade. If you pull me up right now, I'm one of the top 3 or 4 that's gonna come up.
Okay.
Is I don't have a common white boy's name with Wade, and we have mutual friends, a ton of them, like 200 something. We have a lot of mutual. All the groups of friends that she hangs out with, all the girls and stuff. I know.
Mhm.
I know. Like I know them.
Okay, so then let me ask you this. If all this was consensual sex, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Like you're telling me, and you have hickeys and you have scratch marks from her on your back and on your neck,
Right.
why not talk to me?
Because
Because you didn't have warrants for your arrest when I was looking for you.
right, and I didn't know. And
But why not talk to me? If you're telling me, this is my
no,
question.
No, I have a
Okay.
reason. I have a reason why.
Okay.
There's a reason why I didn't talk to you. I should have, yeah. Was I scared? Yes. Was it because I knew I was in the wrong? Absolutely not. The reason I was scared to talk to you was because, for one simple reason, I was superstitious in the way that I have been to prison one time. Not for anything crazy, just simple bullshit when I was 17 years old. Nothing insane. But I'm superstitious. I watch cop shows. I watch Intervention. I watch all that bullshit that I shouldn't watch. Stuff that nobody should watch. Where
That's
people,
totally not true.
Yeah.
That is not how the world operates.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I said superstitious, because I filled my head with crap.
Okay.
And I did. And this is the reason I didn't want to talk to you is because, and you can ask my mother, my father, my sister, both of my sisters. Ask them was because, and they told me the same thing. Well, you're dumb. Go talk to her. Don't think like that. And which is why I did. But the reason I did is because I assumed that in cases such as this, that men sometimes often lose, whether in the right or wrong, that the judge or jury, whoever, looks at the female and sides with them. Now, whether that be right or wrong, I had myself fooled and believed that in my head. I was scared because I said, even though, Wade, you didn't do this shit, you might seriously get charged because that's how the world is. That's how the court system works. They're going to help you grow out. They're going to look at you and punish you. Not true, but that's how I saw it.
Okay.
That's how I saw it. And that's exactly why I didn't want to talk to you. I was scared as shit. I was scared. I was frightened. I was scared.
Well, I will tell you that because you didn't, I don't have any of this evidence you're talking about. I don't see scratches on your neck or hickey marks on your neck or scratches on your back.
I understand
Had you
that.
talked to me in the beginning and said, this is what happened, look, here's my back, look, here's scratch marks, hickeys, whatever,
I think
we would be in a different place right now.
No, I understand that. And you know, and I did, and I said that to my mom and my father and both my sisters. My sister's a doctor, and she told me that, and I said that, and I know that. I know that, and I know you're right. I could have showed you if I come in the first day, showed you the shit, you know, on my fingers, you know, the shit on my hand, on my neck, you know, I could have showed you that.
Did she ever say anything during this whole encounter to stop, or that's too hard, or she didn't like it, or anything like that?
No, actually, it was completely the opposite way.
Did she ever ask you to speak to her a certain way?
No, she didn't say speak to me dirty, treat me like this, treat me like
Right.
that. That wasn't said.
Okay.
But we both did on both sides. It was.
Okay, give me some examples of how y'all talk to each other during it.
I mean,
And you might think I'm asking dirty details, but these are important to the
Okay,
case,
all right,
both
yes,
for
ma'am.
you and for her.
yes, ma'am.
So if things were said, I need to know some of those things.
Okay, it was. I mean, it would just be. It was just stuff like, I mean, fuck me harder. I would be like, she'd be like, fuck me harder. I would be like, do you like that? You know,
Okay.
obviously in a different tone, and she'd be like, yeah, fuck me harder. I like it. I like it. I like
Were
it.
any threats made, like in your talking dirty or anything to make,
No.
like any intimidation factor as part of that?
No threats were made.
Okay.
No, nothing was made. Anything like that. The only thing we did was talk dirty, and we did talk dirty. Fuck me hard. I was like, you like that? Yeah, fuck me hard. That's good. Stuff
Okay.
like that. And it sounds weird saying that, but that's how it was.
Now tell me this, did she ever have to remove anything before y'all had sex?
Her clothing?
No. I mean, was she bleeding? Was she
No.
anything? Was she on her time of the month? Was she anything like that? Yeah.
No, not that I remember. She didn't remove anything.
So when
Maybe.
you guys started having sex, or she gave you the blowjob and she got on top, she
I
just
see what you're
immediately
saying.
went into having sex with you, like
Yeah,
didn't
she
take
did.
out a tampon
No.
or take off a maxi pad
No,
or
no,
anything
no, no,
like
no.
that.
I would know. That I would know. That I would
Okay.
have seen. No, she didn't take anything out. I don't know if she did it beforehand, but in the car, when we were there together, the two of us, no.
And y'all went straight from the bonfire to the car.
Straight to the
correct?
car. Straight to the car. Me to the front seat, pop the car on, get to the back
Did
seat.
you
her
see any
straight to the
blood
back.
at all during this?
Nothing.
Okay.
And not only that, there was nothing on me
Okay.
besides sweat.
Okay.
Nothing.
All
No
right.
blood or nothing. Nothing.
Okay. There's something else I was going to ask you about what you said. Do you remember anything she said to you during the whole thing?
During the sex?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
Besides our sex talk.
Okay.
No. And listen, even though I smoke a little bit of pot every once in a while, I wasn't fucked up. I don't get like that. I don't drink. I remember everything that happened.
Had you taken anything else that night?
No, I don't take
Molly?
anything else. No Molly. No Molly.
Okay.
No, that night.
I know you've done Molly,
I have-
so don't
I've
lie.
done Molly.
You haven't. You don't do anything
No, I was
else.
about to say I do Molly.
Okay.
I've done Molly before. I was about to say that. No, I
Okay.
was, but
So you didn't
Was
do
it-
anything except
that night
smoking?
all we had was pot because and honestly the pot was not mine. It was theirs. You know, their bong was in the car. Their pot was in the car. It wasn't mine. I didn't come that night with anything, which is part of the reason why I went that night. I didn't have shit on the party.
Okay.
Okay.
So the only thing, you were just smoking. Did you drink it all at the party?
You know what? I might have taken a couple sips of beer
Okay.
out of one cup. I
Okay.
did. I had one cup. I had one cup. They had a cooler up front. I had gotten one cup, and I didn't even finish that one cup. I maybe had 3 or 4 sips. I hate alcohol. It tastes like shit. I hate the feeling of being out of control of myself. I don't like it. I
Okay.
never drink, never have.
All right. And you said she was drunk. Did you see
She
what she had
was-
been drinking,
No,
or how
no.
did you know she was drunk?
I assumed she was drunk. She smelled a little bit like alcohol, and not only that, everybody at the party was drinking.
Mhm.
And the people that she hangs around, the group of girls I know, and dudes, and everyone that always hangs around parties together, they all drink.
Okay.
It's a well-known thing every single weekend, every single party. It's known. You know, we all drink. They all drink. You know, I
Okay, so when you made the comment,
I
like,
didn't see her like
She was
physically
drunk?
drinking.
Okay.
Like, no, I didn't see any of that.
was there any other indicator she had been drinking other than the smell of alcohol? Alcoholic beverage.
No, maybe just the smell. That was it, and the assumption of that everyone drinks.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if she. You know, I don't watch her. You know, that's
Okay.
the person I saw that night.
And what evidence do you have?
Okay, now I don't have a bunch because there isn't
Right.
much to put
Do you have
forward.
any scratches on your back anymore? Or?
There may still be, and I would have to look in the mirror because I think there is still one or two. There might be like an old scratch where you can see the white one, but I would have to look to be able to show you because I can't see right now. But
Right.
But as far as that goes, okay. Caitlin Walker is the girl that Sidney and Taylor brought me and Caitlin to the party. Me, Caitlin, and Carolina were gonna have a threesome, and that was her. And what?
Now, did y'all talk about actually having a threesome together, or was it just
No,
like a general talk? Because
Right, general talk. Now I can't remember if we were like, yeah, threesome, let's do it. I can't remember that. I don't know. That might have been said. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because obviously at some point she walked away and left you two alone.
No, it was actually like we walked away to go to the car and left her alone. And
Okay,
left her
because
standing at the
initially you
bar.
said she realized that
Right.
Carolina wanted you
I
and
know.
left.
I know.
So
I wanted
which
me
one?
and left. No, but by left, we were next to the bonfire. By left, I mean by left, I mean like left. Left.
Okay.
You know, left. Like 2 feet over to the fire, like left like that. Like didn't leave.
Okay.
Like still there visually,
Okay.
and yeah. And so Caitlin was there. We were gonna do all that, and if you don't mind, can I show you something real quick? It's just oh, I don't know my dad's password.
Okay. Is he
Oh,
down all the way
gosh.
downstairs or is he
Yeah.
up here?
No, he's downstairs.
Okay.
I gotta show you this though, but
Can you?
I saved him in the pictures. You know,
Oh.
off my Facebook. I need to show you this.
What's on Facebook?
Important information to show you between me and Caitlin of stuff that you saw between me and the female, conversation she heard, and I think it's all pretty pertinent to this. And
Okay.
I screenshot a picture so you can see it.
Okay.
His password's up right now. Hold on.
If it's just screenshots you took on your dad's phone, you can email them to me.
Okay, cool.
That's fine.
I don't remember his password. He told
Okay.
me, I completely forgot. But anyways, so I was saying I have screenshot pictures. I'll just tell you real quick. I'll email them to you. But also of her just saying that I told her what happened. She left for Miami the next day, but she came back, and I talked to her maybe 2 days ago on the phone, yesterday, whatever, or 2 days ago. Told her my situation. Told her, look, this girl's doing this to me, and I don't know why.
But how did you find out that there was warrants?
I looked myself up, and yeah.
On where?
Facebook. Somebody posted a picture of me that had my warrant on there. Yeah, it says the kidnapping, and it says it was on
Do you
there.
know who posted that? Because I don't know how that information would be.
I've seen it. You know,
Okay.
I have. That's
You don't remember who posted it?
No, it was
Okay.
it was on there. I think the reason I know it was on there, it was because somebody I don't know who it was, man, tried to tag me, and I definitely clicked don't tag me, so I remember, you know.
Mhm.
But anyways, I talked to Caitlin, and I was like, this girl, remember her from the party? This girl, remember her? And she was like, yeah. I was like, she was trying to do this to me. I was like, I wish you would have took her and not me. And she was like, yeah, I'm glad you did, not me. And anyways, you'll see on here, and she's very willing to come talk to you. She said
Okay.
she'll help me. Is that she knows not only that she came out to the car while we were doing this, she saw her on top of me to prove that it was consensual, that it was not me on top of her, but her on top of me to begin with. She will tell you that.
Okay.
And she will tell you everything else. She will
Well,
tell
she
you.
can tell me what she saw. She
Correct.
can't tell me anything about
No.
whether it was consensual between
That's
two
all.
people she was not with. Yes.
Correct. Yes, ma'am. That's
Okay.
it. That's all.
Okay. Can I
That
have
would be
that
it.
sheet of paper with her information, or do you
Sure.
need it?
That's fine. And these other two right here,
Mm-hmm.
this is just don't really worry about these. The reason I had those, these are two girls I've been intimate with before, and I just want them to be known that I'm not a monster.
Okay.
That however it's been out to make it to seem, I'm not that way.
But you went to the party with Caitlin Walker.
Yeah,
Okay.
these are just, you know, scratch those. They're
Okay.
relevant.
Okay.
Caitlin, okay.
All right.
And I wrote out the date of the party, so you know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just I keep this whatever. I just wanted to remember the officer who walked up the car. I don't know his name, but if pertinent, it'd be good to find out because he definitely saw it. Okay.
I'm aware of that.
Yes, ma'am. So I talked to her, and anyways, I'll email them to you. But I have emails where she was like, I didn't know why she was doing this. I didn't know why this girl did this to me. I didn't know why. Why she would say I kidnapped her to bring her to her brother's house 2 minutes down the road. I don't know why. I don't.
She's not saying you kidnapped her to take her to her brother's house.
Okay.
That's not what's
Okay,
being
good.
said.
All right.
But when somebody's held somewhere when they don't want to stay there, that's kidnapping.
Okay, I understand.
And so what you were charged under is kidnapping to facilitate a felony, meaning
Yes, ma'am.
she wanted what I was going on because you wouldn't talk to me. Is her statement was she wanted to leave and you wouldn't let her. That is kidnapping. To facilitate a felony would be the sexual battery. She's saying the sex between you guys was not consensual.
Right.
So that's where your charges came from. And the 2 counts of sexual battery is because anal and vaginal.
Okay, I didn't know there was 2 counts.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Understandable. Understandable. I didn't know. I didn't
so
even know.
that's what that's about. And that was going to be my next question is why, if if she was going on and on and on about how good looking you were and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And y'all go to the car and it's known that y'all are going to have sex. Why would she say that all of this is not consensual and that all of this
Right.
transpired?
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know.
Okay.
And beside my superstitious mind of thinking all that crap from the shows I watched, that added to me being scared was because I wasn't sure. I really didn't know. And I talked to Caitlin scared as shit. And I said, Caitlin, why? Why, Caitlin? Why would you even try to do this to me? And obviously I can't say this for a fact, I don't know, but a couple things she said is, Wade, girls do that. Not all the time, it's not common, but Wade, girls have done that. Girls have done that. I've known girls that have done that. She said, Wade, she could have got pregnant and she wants something out of you. She told me a couple different things, and I didn't know why. I didn't know. I can't tell you I know
And
why.
that was all I'm asking is
Yeah, I don't have any reason.
if you had any reason to think because according to you, it didn't end bad and
If
it was all good.
If it was
So
in my
why-
mind, if it was in my mind, it's complete confusion in my
Right.
mind because there was no reason for it to be done like this. There was no reason for her to do this to me. I don't know why.
Was there anything that you said during this encounter that could have been misinterpreted?
No, not at all whatsoever.
Did you
No.
guys ever talk about guns at all during this encounter,
No.
even in just casual conversation?
No, we had no conversation about guns or anything. Anything that I said could not have been misinterpreted because nothing like that was even talked about. Anything she said could not have been misinterpreted and wasn't because she talked about nothing like that.
Okay.
Nothing whatsoever at all.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to think if I have anything else. I think that's
Oh wait,
it.
hold on though.
Go ahead.
Do you have a card I could get?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a card. I was just gonna step out. I'll step right back in. But that's my information on there. Give me 1 second. Do you have any questions, or anything that you feel like you should tell me with regards to this case that I haven't asked you about?
No.
Do you have any questions for me?
I don't right now. I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
That'll be it for now, I guess.
Give me a second to step out there and I'll be right back in, okay?
All right.
Let me shut this off.
You don't need this when you already
No,
have an office.
I have information about that. Thank you. All right, Wade, my email is on that card.
Put it up.
So what I'll do is I'll just have you or your dad email me the
It'll probably be me.
pictures.
My dad is technology
Okay.
relevant. He's not.
Okay. There's two guys from the sheriff's office that want to talk to you about something else.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let them come in and talk to you. Okay. All right.
Have a good day. Thank you.
You
for
too.
talking to me.
No problem. And I'm gonna go down and get your dad's code,
Cool.
and then I'll come back. So when they're done talking to you, you can go ahead and email me those while you're here.
All right. It's fine. Thank you. How's it going, sir?
How you doing, Wade?
Good. How are you guys?
Pretty good. I'm Detective Henderson from the Sheriff's Office. This is Texas Salvo.
Nice to meet you guys. Wade Wilson. All right, man. Nice to meet you, sir. Nice to meet you.
All right, man. I know you already read your rights, but I got to read your rights too, just to make sure you understand.
All right, sir.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to your lawyer and have him present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, won't be appointed for you before any question if you wish. You can decide any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions, make any statement. You understand these rights?
Yes, sir. I do.
All right. Let me get you the initial. Beside each one, just make sure that you understand them and read this right here and sign right there for me.
Can I do this with it? Sir. Thank you. All right.
All right. Do you have any idea why I'm talking to you?
No, sir. No.
All right. You remember having a crash December 2nd?
Yes, sir.
What were you driving that day?
My father's car. It's a Infinity. Well, it's a white Infinity.
Who was with you that day when you crashed?
Tyler.
Tyler Ogden?
Yes, sir.
All right. Why did you crash? What made you crash that day?
There was like something in the road, and I swerved to miss it. It was like a rock or something weird, and I was also tired, and I swerved to miss it and ran off the road into the tree.
Okay. Did you go to the hospital
Yeah.
after that crash?
We went straight to the hospital. My head was messed up. My eye was messed up. They laid me on the bed in the ambulance. Tyler came with me, but he was okay. He was just sitting back there.
Okay.
We went to the hospital, and I remember I woke up and I didn't want to be there, and I checked myself out
Okay.
pretty much right away from what I remember,
All right.
just after waking up.
Where did you go before that crash?
We had gone to what's the name's house? Sid's house.
Okay.
It's not my friend. It's his friend.
Tyler's friend?
Yes, sir.
How long were you guys there?
Really, I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of messed up. I had taken a Xanax that day, and I was asleep. I was basically asleep, just passed out.
So
I remember sitting in his driveway. I remember being asleep.
you weren't in his driveway.
You
You parked down the road.
No, we were in his driveway. We were. I can promise you that. I ain't no lie. We were in his
I've
driveway.
talked to Sidney. Sidney said that you guys
You
parked down the road because
No, you need to talk to Sid again because I can assure you, we were in his driveway because I'd never been to his house before, and although I was asleep, I remember just waking up one night and seeing his house. And I can also tell you this, and I've been there. Here's his house, and in front of his house, there's like a circle of trees, and the driveway's right there. I remember being in his driveway.
He told me that you guys parked down the road because you guys know that his parents don't like you guys being in the house.
I don't even know his parents.
Okay.
I've never met his family, and
Alright,
so that's the first time being in his
so-
house.
Why did you guys go to see Sidney that day?
I don't really know. Tyler wanted to go. It's his friend. I hang out with a couple of their other friends, and they hang out with a couple of mine. They go places with me, and I go places with them.
What did Tyler get from Sidney that day?
I know And during the time, I didn't know. I was messed up. I was messed up, but I know, because I know the situation. I know that I believe he had gotten some guns.
Some guns?
I don't know I don't know how many he got. If he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know what he got. I don't know. I was passed out, and even when we hit the tree, I had a concussion. I don't even remember most of the day.
So who was driving the vehicle that day?
I was driving most of the time, but at parts Tyler had driven.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Like when we crashed.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be very honest with you. When the ambulance came, I told them I was driving. The truth of it is, I wasn't driving, and the reason being, I was fucked up on Xanax, and I was asleep.
Do you remember when the deputy got there on scene?
Very vaguely, very vaguely.
Okay, because they've got you listed as a driver.
Yeah, and that's why I'm telling you now, is that I told them when they were driving, and the reason being, when we woke up, I remember crashing, and I woke up, my shirt was off, blood was all over me. Tyler said, Wade, please tell them you're driving. You know I'm too young. I said, I got you. So I'm going to tell him I was driving. You are too young. And I told him I was driving. I did that. I told him I was driving. And before the cops got there, I really don't remember nothing. Like it was all black. But I remember him, I guess he pulled me out of the car. I don't remember that part, but he got me out of the car. And then he asked me, Wade, tell me you were driving, man. Wake up, Wade. You got to tell me you're driving. I'm too young. I can't get in trouble for this.
Okay. What happened to the guns that were in the car?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. There's absolutely no way that he would take the fall for someone. So I think that's a lie. So he said he lied and said he was driving to help out his friend, but in reality, Tyler was driving. So if you don't remember this case, go back. I'll try to find the link to this. I had covered this case where we watched Sid's interview. I actually covered it probably 8, 6, 7 months ago. But then when I got more documents in these interviews, I covered it again probably like a month ago. Firearms, he freaking, if you listen to Sid, he says that like Wade is the bad influence, talking these kids into like stealing from their family. So basically he's saying Wade's 20 here. Tyler was 15 years old when this happened, when he's hanging out with a 15-year-old, and I think Sid was 16. So they're minors. So these are the minors that Michael Perry, you remember that interview with Michael Perry? These are the minors that he said that he basically befriends on purpose and makes them take the heat, the rap for him, right? Like makes them, basically he throws them under the bus. They take the heat, they take the blame, I should say. So yeah, he talked, so supposedly he's saying he never went into the house. He just waited outside. You'll hear him. Oh, I just waited outside in the driveway. I just fell asleep or just like waiting out in the driveway. And they have proof because, they interviewed Sid and Sid said Wade was in the house. He was actually in the house. So who's lying? I don't know. I think Wade is, but I think Wade's taking advantage of all these. He took advantage of all these kids. Now Tyler is in trouble. He has so many charges now. I can't find any charges on Sid. But if he moved out of Florida, I only checked all the counties in Florida. He could have moved out of a different state and got in trouble in a different state. I don't know. But anyway, he stole Sid's family's guns and jewelry. And then Tyler's dad, they broke into the shed and stole thousands of dollars worth of stuff, supposedly. Anyway, okay, I'll shut up.
I don't know. I remember, Sid said that I've talked to Sid. I've hung out with Sid even after this. We've hung out. He said that they were put around the area, I guess, where we crashed.
Who put them?
I would assume not me. So it had either been Tyler or whoever. Because I remember
there was nobody there but you and Tyler.
So it would have just been Tyler then. Because I was literally blacked out. I don't even remember it.
Okay. This is where you're wrong because there was a witness that drove up right when you guys crashed.
Right.
And saw both of you guys putting the guns in the woods by the vehicle.
Okay. The witness could say that, but
yes.
I know for a fact that I didn't do that.
Exactly. And the witness picked you out of photo lineup.
Okay. Probably because they saw that I was there.
Okay.
But I can promise you I'm not lying when I say I didn't touch him. I really didn't, man. I was blacked out. Tyler dragged me out of the car. I couldn't even get out of the car my own self.
Okay. Your blood is all over those guns.
Yeah.
So,
and my blood is also all over the car.
Yeah.
My head hit the passenger side window.
Mm-hmm.
My head hit the windshield.
Mm-hmm.
My blood's probably all the way in the trunk.
Okay.
My blood's probably all the way in the trunk.
Okay.
That's probably very true. My blood probably is on the guns.
But let me stop you, Wade. Okay. You know you're a convicted felon.
Yeah.
Why would you allow a 15-year-old to put a gun in your vehicle?
I didn't know that he had. I really didn't know that he had put guns in the car. I remember being parked in the driveway, and from that point, I remember nothing. I remember him driving. I remember hitting a tree. I remember being there. I remember seeing the deputy for all of maybe 3 to 5 seconds. I remember seeing him. Can't even remember what he looks like, a white dude.
Okay.
I remember getting in the ambulance. I remember going to the hospital. I remember waking up. I remember being like, what the heck am I doing in the hospital, and checking myself out and getting the heck out of there.
Okay. Again, we got an eyewitness that saw you and Tyler stashing the guns in the woods.
I'm going to stand up for myself, and if I stand, that eyewitness could not have said that because I did not do that. I
You
promise.
just said you saw him take the guns out of the house, and now you're blacked out and don't remember.
I'm saying I know
If
that
you're blacked out and don't remember, wouldn't you not remember putting the guns behind the bush?
I didn't put the guns behind the bush.
How do you know you're blacked out?
I didn't, because he dragged me out the car, man. Look, when the cops got there, I was out the car. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't touch the guns. I promise that. I know that. Blacked out, not by, I don't remember what happened, like I was drunk or something. Blacked out by, like, I know I didn't touch the guns.
So nobody else was in the car, well, the SUV, but you and Tyler, right?
Yes, sir. Me and Tyler. That was it.
The witness saw 2 white males
Me and Tyler.
stashing what appeared to be long guns into the woods.
I didn't stash the guns.
Okay.
I did not stash the guns.
Okay.
I didn't stash anything.
Did a photo line up with your picture?
I'm sure, because they saw me. Sure, they saw me there.
Okay.
I know they would pick me out. They saw me there. There's only 2 white males. Tyler, Wade
Because
Wilson.
the witness said the driver was bleeding profusely from the face, which was you. You're the only person that was bleeding.
Okay, well, sir, I know this for a fact. I was not driving, and if they get residue off the window or whatever, it'll all be on the passenger. And my head went directly through the front windshield. Where the crack is in the front windshield of the car on the passenger side is from my head. I have a scar here to prove
I
that.
know you got a scar.
Yeah.
I got a picture of
I
it.
got a scar there to prove that. I was
You
in the
got a-
passenger seat.
You got arrested, what, a couple days later with Tyler?
Yeah, yes, sir. That's it. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But if you look at the front windshield and see where the crack in the front windshield is, you're gonna see it's on the passenger side,
Mhm.
and that's where I was sitting. And there'll be blood. There'll be anything on there because I was not driving the car.
Okay. So basically, this is a false police report then that was filed saying that you were the driver of that vehicle.
That wouldn't be false. I'm not saying that's false. It
You
wouldn't.
just said you weren't
No,
driving.
it wouldn't be false. But the police assume that that's true because I did tell the police I was driving. They didn't see who was driving. They weren't even there when the crash happened to know who was driving. But I told them that I was driving the car. They asked me. I said, "Yes, sir. You know what? I was driving."
Okay.
Because Tyler asked me to say that, and I know he was too young, and I wasn't gonna let him get in trouble for driving my car. I took that one.
Okay. So, you weren't driving the vehicle. You didn't know Tyler had the guns. But yet the day that I interviewed Sidney at the office, you called him and told him not to get you in trouble.
Yeah,
I
told
know
him to
that
get me in
because-
trouble.
I've got Sidney's phone. I've been
No.
through his phone.
Sir, I did tell him that.
Okay.
You're right.
How could he get you in trouble?
The reason that I knew that is because at that day I didn't know what was going on.
Mhm.
That's the truth.
Okay.
Days later, I learned what had happened.
Mhm.
I learned that Tyler had taken those guns days later. I didn't know on that day, but I learned because I talked not only to Sidney and hung out with Sidney,
Mhm.
who told me the story himself, but I also hung
What
out.
did he tell you?
He told me that we had come and Tyler had gotten some guns. He said that he had given them to Tyler, that
He
they were
said he
his
only gave Tyler one gun.
gun.
So where did the other two? How did the other two end up in your truck?
Sir, I don't know. I don't know how 1, 2, 3. I don't know.
So you
I'm
saying
blacked out.
that you were in the driveway, correct?
We were in the driveway the whole time.
Okay.
We weren't parked down the road or nothing.
Okay.
Driveway.
This is how you're lying to me. Don't lie to me.
Sir, I'm not.
Wait.
Sir, I'm not lying. I'm going to tell you the truth. Sir. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Sidney told me him and Tyler went into the mother's bedroom where the guns were.
Okay.
You were in front of the house. You were inside of the residence. You went inside the residence because he told me you were in there.
I don't think I went inside the residence.
You were inside the residence.
We were in the driveway. We weren't parked down the road. That's true, but I don't think I went
You went
inside
inside
the
the
residence.
residence.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to
Okay,
tell you the truth.
Why was Sidney lying? He admitted to giving Tyler one of the guns.
Okay.
Okay. He admitted to stealing his mom's jewelry.
I
Okay.
did not.
I'm not accusing you of the jewelry.
Okay.
Okay. But you know that Tyler had a gun. Okay.
At that time, I didn't know.
And you allowed him to put that gun in
Sir,
your
you can
vehicle.
say that I'm lying to you, but I'm not lying to you.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you the truth from my side. From what I remember, from what I know, this is my side. This
Okay.
is my story, and I'm telling you the truth.
Okay. But you already lied. You lied about a
The
crash.
reason I knew about the guns, and I learned because days later, I hung out with Sidney,
Okay.
I hung out with Will, I hung out with Taylor. They're all a group of friends. I hung out with them.
Mhm.
And we know Sid had told me days later his dad was pissed off.
Mhm.
He'd given us guns. He had given them guns. He was mad. That's how I learned about it.
So I'm sure Sid told you about the interview I did with him, right?
Actually, he told me he was going to be interviewed by you,
Mhm.
and that's when I did call him.
You called him.
I haven't talked to him since after that. I haven't hung out with him. I haven't talked to him.
And I know for a fact that Tyler texted him the day that y'all got in the crash, because y'all had just left his house not too long after y'all had the crash.
I don't know if he texted him or not. I can't say.
I
he
know
did or
that
not.
because like I said, I have Sidney's phone.
Okay. Then
So-
he may have texted him.
Yeah.
I don't know, sir. I really don't. That the day after, like from the crash after, was not. You know,
Mhm.
it was vague.
Okay.
He may have texted him. That might be true.
All right. So you're saying that you didn't take any guns from that residence?
I did not take any guns from my residence.
And you
Now,
said that
if guns were given to Tyler and put in my car by Tyler,
Mhm.
that may have been true.
okay.
Did I take any guns?
My
No,
question is, why would you
Oh.
allow a 15-year-old with an assault rifle in the
because I was passed on Xanax and I didn't know.
That's correct.
All right. Can I grab that phone and give to your dad?
Sure. It's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is he gonna be able to email them to you?
Yeah, I'll help him if he needs help. Thanks.
Now, if I was sober and actually allowed him to put the guns in the car, I would tell you allowed him to do that. I didn't allow him to do that.
Okay.
I didn't tell him to do that.
Let me ask you this, okay? We have those guns. Okay. Got your blood all over it.
Yeah, no, my blood I'm sure is over
Okay.
as well as everything else inside
Okay.
of my car.
And
As well as everything else inside of my car,
Okay.
including the guns. I'm sure my
Okay.
blood is on them, yes.
and we've sent that off to FDLE.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No doubt it's your blood.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. First thing is, what's a convicted felon doing with his blood all over guns that came out of his vehicle?
Because we crashed in a tree and my blood's over everything.
Yeah.
I'm
But
tell-
you're not even
I'm
supposed to.
telling you
You're
how
not
it
supposed
is.
You're not
I mean,
supposed to be around firearms.
I didn't
Okay.
take them, sir. I mean,
Okay. All right. Got another case I need to talk to you about. Okay. Smart Stop Self Storage, 1406 Capitol Circle Northeast. I'm sorry,
what is that? What is that?
somewhere on Capitol Circle Northeast or whatever. Mahan, close to Mahan.
Okay, all right, I know the general area. Okay.
This is Tyler's father's storage shed.
Oh my God. All right, here we go with this. Listen, I just want to.
Go ahead.
I just want to let you know beforehand. This is me being real.
Uh-huh.
Sid had told me days after that Tyler's dad, and I had asked him because I was wondering why I had gotten the charge of harboring a minor. I was like, what the heck is that charge?
Mhm.
I learned that Tyler's dad apparently said that Tyler had been staying with me for a certain amount of time,
Mhm.
which isn't.
Correct, Lewis. That is one of the ones. But remember, they said there was two car accidents that he hit his head. This was one of the ones. Yep. And then like sports, I think too. Didn't he have some sports hitting his head? But they named, if I'm remembering right, they said two accidents. Remember? And I think they were somewhat close to each other. But yes, this is definitely one of them. So what Lewis is talking about. So they got in a car accident. Him and Tyler were driving. Now he told cops he was driving to stick up for Tyler. Now he's saying he lied. Tyler was driving. Because Tyler's only 15, which he wouldn't have his license unless if he had his temps, right? So they got in a wreck. Then witnesses saw them too take the firearms that they got. So like the car, they don't want to just leave the car there, with the guns because they know the cops are going to come. So they take the guns out and hide them behind some trees. Well, the guns had a shirt, which was Wade's shirt with blood laying over top of them, and it was Wade's blood, right? So yeah, he's trying to say that he didn't. No, I didn't move the guns, or I didn't move the guns. So if they're lying if they said that. They 100% didn't see me move the guns. They're like, it has your blood all over it. But he's trying to say like he was on Xanax, so he was kind of like sleeping and got in a wreck. And he said that Tyler kind of grabbed him out of the car, but they said Tyler didn't have any blood on him. And if you were bleeding a lot, why wouldn't Tyler have blood on him? And all this stuff. He's lying. He's definitely lying about this one.
True. What happens is me and my girlfriend and our little friends, we hang out with Tyler and all them. They go home a couple nights. They come and hang out. They stay with us. They go home. Tyler would do the same thing. He would leave with Will and Tyler and all them. He would leave with them and come back. I didn't know at the time that he was a runaway, which I learned that he was a runaway minor. I didn't know at the time, man, because he would leave with them, and we were like, okay, he's going home with everybody else just like they do. And he comes back. We didn't know he was a runaway.
Okay.
And what Sid told me when I talked to Sid, man, was that Tyler's dad is pissed off at me because Tyler's dad thinks I was harboring Tyler. And not only that, because of that, Tyler's dad assumes that me, Tyler, or just solely me, however it is, was doing all this extra stuff, which isn't true. You can ask about all this. I don't know nothing about that, and I put that on my mom. Nothing.
So when I talk to Tyler, what is he gonna say?
Please talk to Tyler. I beg you to. I'm begging you. I beg you to talk to Tyler. Because Sid told me, man, Tyler's dad, man, he thinks you've been hiding out Tyler. That's why you got that charge.
I'm not worried about that. The hiding out. I'm worried about the stuff that was taken from the storage shed.
Well, because Tyler's dad thinks that I've been hiding him out. Tyler's dad assumes that I've been doing the dirt with Tyler. That's what. And I learned that from Sid.
You hang with him?
No, that's not true. I hang with him certain nights. I haven't done anything wrong with Tyler. I haven't done anything wrong with Tyler. I promise. You please ask Tyler, please. Sir,
as soon as I can talk to him.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So you're saying that you've never been to the storage shed?
I don't know. I don't even know where that's at.
Okay.
I've never been to that storage shed before.
I'm waiting to get video from this place.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. And I assure you,
And
right now that my face will not be on that video. I promise you. I'm telling you right now.
what about
right
that white SUV?
No, they don't take my car nowhere. If it's my car, check the tag. They don't take my car nowhere. I don't let them drive my car. I don't let them drive my car at all. They would not have used my car.
Okay.
With or without me, they didn't use my car.
So there's no reason why you should show up on that video in
None.
that storage place.
None. No reason. I don't even know where that's at. Okay. No, my car, me, should not. Neither one. Okay. You can check that. And I can tell you right now that it won't be.
Okay.
It will
when
not
I get the video and your vehicle is on there, guess what?
It shouldn't be. It won't be.
It shouldn't be?
No, it won't be.
It won't be.
Okay. No, I'm telling you right now, it won't. Not shouldn't be. It won't be.
Okay.
Because I know what Sid told me, and I've been waiting. Sid told me that because of all this crap, Tyler's dad is trying to ban me for everything. Tyler's dad thinks, oh, he's been with Wade, that Wade's done all this dirt, which ain't true. It won't be on that video.
Well, here's the thing. If your son was hanging out with a guy.
Yeah, but his dad has to understand. I understand where his dad's coming from. If he's hanging out with him, what's he doing with him? He's with him.
He's 15 years old.
I get that. I get that, man. I get that. And I can say this. I didn't know Tyler was a runaway.
Okay.
Did I know Tyler was a little bit younger than me? Yeah, because of those kids, the three of them, they are. I didn't know Tyler was 15 years old. I didn't know he was a runaway. I didn't know that he was even running away, that his dad thinks I was harboring him. I didn't know that. And
again, I'm not worried about you harboring him.
No.
I'm just trying to figure out where these guns are.
I understand that. I understand that.
So.
And for no reason, and it won't be, will my car or me be on any of that video. I can assure you that.
When was the last time you were in Thomasville, Georgia? None?
Unless, I think Sid lived in Thomasville, and that might have been the only reason we went.
When was that?
Whatever day that was. I don't know.
Sid doesn't live in Thomasville.
Well, then we didn't go to Thomasville then. I haven't been then. I haven't been to Thomasville then, Georgia. I thought maybe Sid lived there. I couldn't, it was vague for I was on Xanax, but if you don't live there, then I ain't even been to Thomasville.
No, he doesn't live in Thomasville.
Okay, and then I haven't, the last time I've been has been, I don't know when.
Because I'm waiting to get some video back from Thomasville because.
Is that saying I did something else in Thomasville?
Well, his dad didn't say anything about Thomasville. Because some checks were stolen from the storage shed.
Oh, okay.
And written in Thomasville.
Okay.
And I'm just waiting to get back video from that.
I'll tell you now too.
Mm-hmm.
The video, I won't be in it. I assure you that. I will not be in that video. I don't know who, and it won't be me. Okay. And I don't know who. But I can tell you, no ifs, ands, or buts, it won't be me in that video. Because I didn't do that. I didn't even go. I haven't been to Thomasville, man, in years, man. Okay. I don't remember going to Thomasville. I haven't been.
If you knew that I wanted to speak with you, Sid, why haven't you tried to contact me? Because I gave him my card. He's got my card.
No, look, Sid. Now Sid didn't tell me you were trying to contact me. Now Sid, when he went to be interviewed by you, I called his phone a couple times later that day to see, hey, what happened? His phone's been off. His phone has been off the whole entire time.
Mhm.
He has not told me that you've been looking for me. I didn't know.
So you
He
haven't
didn't tell
talked to
me.
him since that day?
I haven't talked to him since that. Oh, now hold on. I don't want to say that as a lie. I may have hung out with him once or twice, and I can't remember. I can't
You say
remember.
you just hung out with him a couple days ago.
No, not a couple days ago. No, I didn't even see. No, I have not seen any of them in over a couple weeks.
Okay.
It's at least look. It's the last time I seen Will, Tyler, any of them that hangs out in that group was on like December 3rd when I was at that party.
Mhm.
The next day, that was the last time. You know why? Was because I had this other incident going on, and I haven't seen them since. I haven't
The
seen
party was on
nobody
December
since.
3rd, the very next day after the wreck.
Yeah, I believe so. Hold on. No, 13th. I'm sorry, 13th. Yeah, 13th. So that would be the last time I saw them was on the 13th. Yes, sir.
Have you texted Sid since then?
No, I don't have a phone. My phone got stolen at the party. I don't have a cell phone. I had a freaking Virgin Mobile phone, and I don't have it. I haven't had it since.
Okay.
And I haven't seen either one of them. Sid, Will, Tyler. I haven't seen none of them.
Okay.
But that same day that he went to see you, I called his phone a lot, more than 5 times. I did. I wanted to find out what happened, and his phone's been off ever since. And I remember after December 13th, I hadn't seen none of them.
My question is, okay, why would you call him? Why would you be worried about something I'm talking to him about?
Because I was curious, because I hang out with all of them. And what I was going to say is after December 13th, I talked to Will, another kid that we hang around. I said, hey, what's up with Sid? What's going on with Sid?
Mhm.
And he said, I don't know, man, his phone's been off. He don't even come out from the house. We ain't even seen Sid.
Mhm.
He said, I think it was Sid stuck at the house. And I haven't, nobody else has talked to Sid that I've heard of and didn't know.
So, another question.
Yes,
Why
sir.
do you like hanging around 15, 16-year-olds?
Okay. How that got started, I don't like it. I don't usually ever do that. That looks strange. I'm sure I don't do that. I don't do that type of stuff. I hang out with people my age or older. The reason that started, I had a girlfriend. Her name was Julie Atkins. She lived in Florida. I had been staying with her. Just started staying with her. And for whatever reason, she had all the neighborhood kids like them. They all lived in that little Clarn, and they would always come over to her house
Mhm.
and hang out. And that's how I started hanging out with them. It wasn't like I knew them or I went to them or any type of thing like that.
Mhm.
It was just through her and then coming to her house
Mhm.
that I got to know them. That was the only way. And really, the only reason we would call them is if we need a ride to the party and bullshit, and that was all. That was it. And they would come over to the house because they all live in that neighborhood except for Sid and Tyler, I guess. Will and Taylor, their other 2 friends, who
Mhm.
lived in that neighborhood, would always come over.
Okay.
They weren't my friends though. They weren't. I don't hang out with young kids like that.
All right. So, Sidney gives Tyler the Mini 14, the green gun.
I don't know what Mini 14 is, but okay, a gun. Okay,
Okay. Why?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
You know a little bit. You might
Go
interrupt.
ahead. Go ahead.
This is giving me a headache. You know, you blink. You have an excuse for everything. All right. This is the first time I dealt with you. All right. I arrested you for breaking the car down on Woodville when you stole the cash. You had the same excuses.
I remember that.
The same excuses saying you didn't do it and the cash was in your pocket.
Yeah, I did that. I was wrong back then.
Well,
I did that.
Yeah, but you
You can't say I'm the same
You're doing the
person.
same thing
You
now.
can't. No, you cannot say I'm the same person, man. Don't even say that. You can't say I'm the same
I'm not
person.
saying
I've
you're the same
changed.
person.
You know why you can't say that? Because I've been through different things and learned stuff. I'm not the same person. I was wrong, and I was a kid back then. I wasn't even old enough. I wasn't even an adult.
Right,
I'm
I'm saying
adult
it seems
You can't
now
say that,
you
man.
still have the
I was a
same.
juvenile.
You
No,
have an excuse for everything.
I apologize. It seems that way to you, but I'm not the same.
It's
way.
fine, but you're blaming
I
everything
take
on the
that as an
Xanax.
insult, man, because I've changed for
You're
the
blaming
better.
everything on the Xanax.
No,
I
I took
remember,
Xanax that one day.
remember.
I don't even do drugs like that. I smoke a little bit of pot, take some Xanax every once in a while. I don't do drugs like that. I really do take that as an insult. You know what? I'm not perfect. I haven't changed completely, but I've changed. I've gotten better.
Right, but I think you know
I
a
wasn't
little
even
bit
an
more.
adult back then. You can't
You know
even say
a
that. I was
little
a
bit more.
juvenile.
What you need to do is
I was
worry
a
about
juvenile,
yourself.
man. You can't bring up juvenile stuff. I'm a juvenile.
I'm not
Man.
worried about the juvenile.
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm a juvenile. You can't bring that up as my anything related to adult right now. You can't even bring that up.
You know
It's
more than
irrelevant.
what you're saying about the day that y'all had that crash.
Sir, if I knew more, I would tell you.
Okay.
If I knew more about this, I would tell you, man.
Okay.
I would tell you. I would let you know. I'm not trying to lie. I've changed a little bit, man. I'm not perfect. I still fuck up.
Are you working?
I still fuck up. I had a job, yeah. I had a job. I had one.
Where?
Construct. I don't have it now, but I had one. I went to prison, yeah, for charges when I was 17. You know what charges? The ones as a juvenile. Those charges. That's why I went to prison. Okay, for the same stuff. I didn't
If you
commit
change, you
shit.
change. That's great. But I'm
Yeah,
saying
I did change
that
man.
night, from what I remember of you, you had cash in your pocket.
Yeah, that night, you know what? I was an idiot, and I was a liar back then. When I was a kid, I was a damn liar.
Mhm.
Habitual. I was when I was a kid, man, but I
Well,
changed.
here's the thing, wait,
That ain't, you
You
didn't say
lied.
that.
I didn't just start doing this yesterday, okay? There's some things you need to worry about yourself. There's other people involved in this.
Okay.
I think, in my opinion, you know more about this stuff. And I have another case right here I haven't asked you about. Wade needs to worry about Wade, okay?
Right.
You don't need to worry about anyone else. If there's
I'm
something
not.
you know, you need to be honest and tell us. Not that, just listen to me. You gonna give me a chance to talk,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, sir.
When we get into it, it seems like you just, oh, well, I was on Xanax, I don't remember the crash, and, that day I popped. You only said you used Xanax twice. I'm not saying you abused pills or anything,
Yeah, I don't.
but that was an excuse twice already.
Okay.
All right, so it just seems like you're using that to get out of, I don't remember because of this, I don't remember because
And
of
look,
this.
and I really do. I'm being for real. I see how that seems. I'm not trying to be that way. I'm really not trying to act like that. Like when I tell you this stuff, and you want me to tell you more, it's because I don't know more, man. I hung out with them sometimes, yeah. Not often, sometimes. The shit they have going on, man, I don't know. Would I come around them sometimes? Shit, yeah. Yeah, man.
Do
But I don't know
you
all
know
that
anybody who
stuff,
works
man.
on vehicles?
No.
No, you didn't live with a guy named Lucky?
No, I stayed with Lucky for a little bit briefly. That's only
Okay.
because my girlfriend Julia had got me out on bond when I got arrested for this shit, for the car and shit.
Okay.
I got arrested, man. Julia knows him, that's her friend, and she bonded me out. And he did that for her as a favor for her because she didn't have the cash, and I'm her boyfriend, and she's cool with him. That's the only reason I know him.
All right, so this case kind of went down the same way this went down.
That's
with
what I'm
storage.
trying to tell you. Dog.
I'm saying
I'm
with
honest, man.
the storage says this one went down the same, and again we're waiting on video. But
When y'all get this video, I can assure you on my mother's life, on my life,
theoretically,
I won't be on any of that.
theoretically, what if
My
you
car won't be. No. Not,
theoretically?
no. Not theoretically. Seriously, not theoretically. I won't be on none of that video. Listen, if I'm on that video, hit me. Because I'm telling you, man, and I wasn't fucked up where I don't remember nothing. I was not on that video. I didn't do that shit. And I expected this because I talked to Sid. Sid said, man, Tyler's dad's pissed at you, man.
What about all
Tyler's
these-
dad thinks you did all this shit.
What about all these car parts that isn't related to anyone Tyler knows or anything?
What is it?
All these vehicle parts,
Are you serious?
air compressor,
Dude, I had a job. I don't even got time for this shit, dude. I don't even go around. What is this?
carburetor, vacuum,
No.
fuel pump, batteries.
What? Oh my God. No, sir. No. And when y'all find out, you can ask me again. No. And if it is, man, if I'm on the video and I'm whatever, hit me. Get me. I promise, because I'm not. And it's no bullshit, man. I'm not. But I expected this because Sid totally told me about Tyler's dad, man. He's pissed off at
Tyler's
you, man.
dad, this is some random guy in Havana. This has nothing to do with
Oh,
any
okay.
of these people.
Well, the overall thing is I expected this because Sid did say Tyler's dad's pissed off at you, man. He said Tyler's dad has a bunch of shit, and Tyler's dad's going to try to
This
hit
has
you.
nothing to do with Tyler's dad.
Okay, well that, I assumed it was together. I didn't know. But that I still don't know about. You can find out more and it still won't be me. I didn't do nothing. I'm not even from Havana.
This happened in Tallahassee. The guy just runs something in Tallahassee.
Well,
And again, I'm not saying you're lying, but you realize if you are, you're digging yourself in a hole.
no, sir.
You just realize, you know that though.
Like you said, you dealt with me as a kid. Trust me, I understand. I really do realize that. I'm not lying to you.
But here's my thing, Wade.
I'm not gonna hurt myself. I know how it
Here's my
goes. I know.
You sit there and you tell me that you lied about this crash report.
Yeah.
Why?
And I did lie.
Why?
No, there was only one reason.
Why?
I did lie. I said I was driving the car. Was I driving?
Does Tyler have a license?
I don't know. And you know why? I don't know. But look, did I say I was driving that? Fuck yeah. I said I was driving that, man.
Why?
I did.
Why?
Because look, when I woke up, man, I woke up. I woke up, man. I woke up and remembered Tyler dragging me out the car.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyler said, Wade, wake up, man, get up. The police are about to be here. I said, what the fuck just happened, man? What happened? Where are we? Didn't even know we hit a tree, man. You know what I'm saying? Didn't even know we hit a tree. He said, Wade, the cops are coming, man. You need to tell them you were driving. You got to tell them you were driving. I'm too young, Wade. Tell them you were driving. I'll get in trouble.
So,
I said, you know what, Tyler? I'll tell them because I know if I tell them I'm driving, I won't get in trouble because this is my car. I could tell them I was driving my car.
so,
And I knew I wouldn't get in trouble. So I saved his ass on that.
so
one.
Tyler drug you out of the vehicle.
Correct.
So he should have been covered with blood, right?
No, I mean, I didn't have that much blood on me. My face, my eye,
But you had enough
You
blood
had that much
splashed back.
blood splattered all over the inside of the vehicle.
Then yes, I see where y'all going. I understand that. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he had blood on him. I don't know. We both
He
went to
did.
the hospital. I don't know.
He didn't have blood on him.
I don't know. I don't know if he used his shirt. I don't know what he did.
No, he didn't.
Okay. I don't know, sir.
Okay.
I don't.
And like I said,
But I'm not.
I have eyewitness that drove up right as soon as you guys crashed
Okay.
and saw both of you guys, both occupants of the vehicle, placing guns into the woods near the vehicle.
Well, I will gladly fight that.
Okay. All right.
Because I can promise you that that's not true.
Okay.
If I had anything to do putting them in the woods, I would let you know right now.
Okay.
Not true.
All right. Well, like I said, as soon as I get the results back from FDLE, man.
And look, and sir, I want to tell you this,
Mhm.
and I'm being serious.
Okay.
Y'all get these results back, get me for it, get me. You know why? Because I did y'all wrong now then. You know, I deserve that shit, just like when I was a kid, like you brought up.
Well, here's the thing,
And look,
man.
when y'all get that video, I ain't gonna be on that shit, man. I know what Tyler's dad is doing. I didn't know when I got the charge of harboring a minor, I didn't know. I didn't know he was a runaway, man. I didn't know that shit. He came and went like all the other kids came and went.
Well, here's my thing. From what I read of that, you're the reason why he got arrested, because you kept egging them on, telling them that they can't do anything to you.
That lady, the officer said that I was egging him on.
Is she lying?
No. He had already been like getting into it with her.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say something that led to me getting arrested? Yeah, but did it add him on to that point? No, it didn't.
Pointed out. And this one right here, you guys might be able to see it, but I have this big screen. You know how like people were talking about like how he has like flakes in his eyebrows stuff, which I don't judge anybody. People have dry skin. It's fine. But when it's people like monsters like this, it's just like kind of like an innocent way of just poking fun at him because he's such a what he's done to everybody and jerk he's been and how he prides himself of being like this, ooh, nice looking guy and have all these women. So it's kind of a way to like make fun of those aspects that he thinks he's all hot. But look, you could see it's like all his eyebrows are just all dry. Oh, I don't know. Sorry. I had to point that out in case if you guys couldn't tell.
But then the officer's lying in her report.
I didn't egg him on like that. I got arrested for what I got arrested for. I mean, that was due on my part. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that I influenced Tyler in any type of way.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
All right. You.
I just waiting my fingerprints and video to come back.
Okay.
And I'm ready for that. I mean that. I mean that, man. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you. I know how this works. It comes back, I get fucked. And you know what? That's fine.
Okay.
Because I know it. I know the truth. I know what I did and didn't do. I know.
All right, man. I appreciate you talking to us.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right.
So this is for you.
Yes, that's me.
Can I get a card for you, sir? All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Stop it. It's I think he comes back on and says there might be another little interaction. I'll just keep it playing for a minute and then we'll go over the documents. No, it didn't.
All right,
And there's
So
There we go.
you got the chance to talk to him?
Yeah.
Did you show him whatever you need to on the phone?
No,
No.
no, there was a password on there, and she just brought it back down to my dad. I didn't get the chance to show her. I wanted to. I told her I did. She was talking about emailing it that I could do it, and then I didn't get the chance to.
All right. Well, of course, you got the warrants, you know about them. So you're under arrest for those. And then you probably get a chance to go before, since you did it before the weekend, before you turn yourself in, which I put in the paperwork that you self-surrendered. You'll go before judge in the morning, and they'll decide whether you're not going to have bond or not. And then
let me put this away.
Is it okay if I bring this with me?
Yep. Stick your hands right up front of here. Thanks.
Oh, hi, conspiracy therapist. Hey.
I guess I'll just leave that. I'll leave that.
I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even block anybody. You're not blocked. I didn't block anybody.
This way. Can you put your feet up there for me?
You're right there.
Make it easier for everybody. Good socks on?
Yes, sir. Flow socks.
When you walk with it, just take small steps. All right, we have a van that's gonna come to transport you.
All right.
So I'll take you down there and get you going. That's better than our new small cars anyway. Take this out. Stand up if you don't mind. Put that shirt back on, and then we'll go.
See if we could hear anything else. Okay, so now let's go over the documents because there are a few new ones that I haven't went over. Not a ton of new ones, but for the 2014, I bet some of you guys haven't seen it yet. So we heard his story, right? Remember his side of the story about, because I'm just going to go over the R charge. Not going to go over the firearms charge because I have read over those documents already. I think I've read them over a couple times. I'll try when I end this, I'll try, as this uploads, I'll try to link that one in the description if you want to watch it. But I want to go over the 2014 charge with the R case. So we'll see her side of the story. So remember her. So his side is she wanted it. She's kind of freaky. She wanted him to tape on her phone because he says, look, I didn't even tape it on my phone. She wanted me to tape it, so I recorded it. So here's the thing. Did the jury and the cops and everything see that video? I'm going to go through when I go through the details to see if it was a part of the evidence. Because if that's the case, I mean, I'm so confused because how didn't they find him guilty? If they had the video, they had, I mean, witnesses. Witnesses probably took his side. I could see them lying or, taking his side. Did the cop he was talking about that peeked in, did that really happen? I would love to know if that really happened because he said it knowing that they could check to see if that happened. So I don't know. I would love to see that trial. So let's go through her side and see what you guys think. So now that we have, like I said, I have read her side before, or the instant report, but we never heard his side. So now we got to hear what he said. Now let's compare it to what she says. Okay, so let me take this down. All right. What are you saying? He would have behaved well? Who? I know. I'm wondering. I'm hoping that as we go through all these documents, it'll show somewhere if they did or didn't use it. Because, I mean, if this happened and, he art her, which, I mean, he has he has the history and it sounds like, almost like kind of the same thing as what he did to the other girls. What I could see happening is maybe initially, maybe she, the intention was maybe they were going to hook up and maybe she, we took it too far where she wanted to stop at one point and he wouldn't stop. I almost think it could be the difference of like, not to be weird, but like the anal part. Like, what if it was like, what if some of it's true? Okay, so because the only reason I'm saying that, not because I do believe her and I do think they could have got it wrong, but what if it was a more like they started consensually and then how he has this fixation on anal stuff and not all people are like that, right? We'll let that happen. So what if she denied that and then he forced her to do that, which is, it would be R. I mean, that would be. But what I'm saying is maybe that video only shows, for some reason, it only is like a part of it and it doesn't show that part. So maybe the reason, I'm just trying to think of what reason could a jury have found? Because usually they do side with the woman. What reason? So maybe the video, they did watch it and they only saw the part where it was consensual and the part where it wasn't videoed. That could be an option, which sucks. It sucks so bad because, I don't think she's lying. I mean, he's a freaking, like, his history, but like it could be something like that. What do you guys think? Like some of it could have started off consensual and then he took it too far and did stuff she didn't want, like anal, and then, like I said, that part just didn't get on the video or something for some reason. All right, let me go. Hold on. Sorry. I know I just repeated myself, but I'm just trying to figure it out because, like I said, a lot of the times they do believe the woman, and for them to find him not guilty is just so confusing to me. Okay, so hold on. Let me pull this up. We're going to start. Let's just start with the probable cause, and then we'll go from there. Let me move this over. Okay. Sorry, I know I'm rambling. All right, here we go. So I'm going to read, here's the counts. I'm not going to read all through these, but the counts are, sexual battery by threats reasonably believed, 2 of those, and then 3 of those, and then kidnapping to inflict bodily harm or terrorize or facilitate a felony. And it goes through all those, which I'm not going to read all that, but actually I'm going to exit out of that because that's just like okay. So here is the incident, the probable cause affidavit. So this is basically what she said, right? Like her. And then actually, like I said, I got a couple extra documents that I ordered like a month or so ago that I haven't shared, where it kind of shows like the roommates and stuff. They don't have a ton to say, but it shows kind of some of the stuff they said. Okay. Here we go. Oh, shoot. On December 14th, this agency responded to Tallahassee Memorial Hospital in reference to a sexual battery. This investigator was then contacted as the on-call investigator for the Special Victims Unit and responded to the, it'd be the hospital, Tallahassee, the TMH is the hospital, okay? The victim, blank, referred to as the victim for the remainder of this report, a 22-year-old female, said that she and her friend Dylan went to a party at, and they have the address. Actually, hold on. Do I have the right? My thing keeps showing that my mic's not. You guys could hear me. I should. Hopefully it's working. Okay. So the address, after getting to the party, the victim was offered some punch mix in a cooler for party attendees to drink. The victim made up an excuse why she could not drink the punch, and then stated she would go get some vodka. Which is smart though, because if it's like open, I mean, you don't know, people could drug that. If it's an open punch, offer some punch mix in a cooler. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the victim made up an excuse why she could not drink it, and then she would go get some vodka. Dylan drove the victim to a nearby liquor store where she purchased a small bottle of vodka. The victim returned to the party, and she and Dylan hung out by the DJ, who was blank, Charles, also known as Chase. At some point, Dylan left the DJ area, and the victim was left hanging out with Chase and Ben, the other DJ at the party. The victim said she was a little uncomfortable because she did not know anyone there except Chase and Dylan. The victim said she continued to drink her vodka and started to feel sick. While standing near the DJ, the victim could smell somebody smoking weed. Cannabis. The victim turned around and saw a female smoking weed nearby. The victim said when she gets nauseous from drinking, the only thing that helps the nausea is smoking some weed. The victim walked up to the unknown female and asked if she, the victim, could smoke some. The female agreed and then began bragging about how good the weed was because it was from Colorado. The victim and the female, Caitlin, whose last name was unknown at the time but is believed to be Caitlin blank, began hanging out and talking. Caitlin and the victim eventually walked over towards one of the bonfires, where the victim was introduced to the suspect, Wade Wilson. Caitlin introduced the suspect as Wade, first name only, and stated Wade was one of Caitlin's best friends. The victim told Wade she had noticed him when he walked in because of his dimples, which were really cute. The victim said during the very brief conversation around the fire, she told Wade she liked tattoos, and Wade lifted his shirt, exposing some more tattoos. The victim revealed she had recently gotten out of a 2.5-year relationship with her girlfriend. Wade made a passing comment about him and Caitlin getting lucky tonight and said something about a threesome. The victim ignored the comment. Shortly after the suspect asked the victim if she wanted to, or shortly after the suspect asked the victim if she wanted to go smoke some weed. The victim agreed, and she and Wade exited the backyard through a gate on one side of the house. The two walked around to the front of the house and over to a maroon-colored SUV-type vehicle, similar to that of a Honda CR-V. Wade got into the driver's seat, and the victim got into the passenger seat. The two smoked a few bowls. Remember, he said they smoked weed after they had sex. She's saying they smoked before. The two smoked a few bowls of weed and smoking in a smoking device called a steamroller. She described the device as being a long pipe that fills up with smoke. She explained it being something used to get a stronger high. After smoking, Wade told the victim to get into the back seat. The victim asked why, and Wade told the victim in a more forceful voice to get in the back seat. The victim felt as if she had no choice but to get into the back seat, so she crawled to the back seat. The victim began feeling very uncomfortable. Once in the back seat, Wade drove around a little while. She didn't know how long they drove around because Wade made her get on the floorboard of the back seat and covered her with jackets. Wade kept telling her nobody could see her in the vehicle. Wade finally stopped the vehicle, and the victim realized they were still in the area of, the same area. Wade parked on the side of the street. The victim said Wade got into the back seat and started choking her by the neck with both hands. The victim kept asking him to let her out of the vehicle and asked to go back to the party, but he would not let her leave. Wade told the victim that she had two options. One was to do what he tells her to do, and the second option is to get shot. I forgot about that detail. Wilson stated he had a gun and would shoot her if she did not do what he said or if she tried to run. The victim said he kept calling her a bitch throughout the attack. The victim stated after being choked and threatened with a gun, she became extremely scared and feared for her life. Wow. The victim said she went into survival mode and began doing whatever Wilson asked and tried her best not to make him mad. The victim does not recall how her clothing was removed, but once it was off, it was completely off. The victim said she was completely naked and Wade began anally penetrating the victim. The victim stated it hurt, but she was not going to do anything to make him mad. Wade continued to anally penetrate her for an unknown amount of time. Wade then pulled his penis out of the victim's anus and began vaginally penetrating the victim with his penis. The victim could tell Wade was not wearing a condom. Toward the beginning, Wade wrapped his jacket around the victim's head. The victim said it was a lightweight Seminoles jacket, and every time she took a breath in, the jacket would suck into her mouth, making it hard for her to breathe. Wow. The victim felt like she was suffocating and began to panic. The victim recalled while she had Wade's jacket wrapped around her head, she kept seeing a light and hearing a noise. Man. The victim finally recognized the noise and figured out Wade was taking a video of what was happening. The victim could not understand why he was recording the incident, but did not say anything because she was too scared. The victim did advise that any time the light came on, i.e. the video recording began, Wade would change his tone of voice and attitude to that of a nicer person. So wait a minute. I guess it could just have appeared. If she was just kind of like laying there doing what he wanted because she was scared, and then he would record it, he'd act like, oh, he was all nice. I guess even if they saw the video, it could appear that it was consensual. Wow, dude, wait a minute. What if he did that on purpose so it would so he could get away with it and then be like, look. But I don't know, that doesn't go along with because it's on her phone, though. If it was on his, because what if then she just didn't say, no, never mind. Because he could always say, no, she had me record it. And then if they go, oh, and it's not even on my phone, it was all hers. So then when they go ask for it, even if she would delete it, they could go get it and they would wonder why she would delete it. You know what I'm saying? So they go ask for it. She's got to give it to him. And then it appears like, oh, wait, this is consensual. That might be like a mastermind right there. And this is all coming to me. Like, that's probably why he got away with it. Planned it. Yeah, let me just record it on her so it doesn't look like I wanted to do it. It's just like I don't even have a copy of it. Then I tell the cops if she charges me, I could tell them. Then she can't deny it because if she denies that the video's there, then they're gonna download her phone because they can get deleted videos. Then they're gonna wonder why'd she lie? Oh, because they're gonna think, oh, she's lying about it because look, she's saying there's no video, and then we get it anyway. And then it looks like consensual. Why'd she lie? So of course she's got to say, yeah, she's got to give it to him. Dude, this is making sense now. How he could have got an innocent. What do you guys think? That's really calculated. Wow. Anyway, so wait. Where are we at? Wade would return to the forceful and so once the video went off, Wade would return to the forceful and violent person he had been prior. Wade recorded 7 to 8 short videos on the victim's cell phone of the sexual battery. The victim said at some point, some of Wade's friends came over to the car and Wade made the victim get on the floorboard prior to the friends getting up to the vehicle. The victim stated she was lying on the back floorboard with her head basically under the back passenger seat. Man, she said her hip was over the center hump of the back floorboard and she was in a very awkward position. Wade covered her in the jacket and told her not to say anything. Wade talked briefly with his friends, and Wade told him that he had a naked chick in the back of the car. His friends finally walked away. Wade then returned to sexually battering the victim. The victim said that she began having an anxiety attack and could not breathe. She began asking Wade to open the door or even crack a window. And Wade told her he could not do that. Wait, she began asking Wade to open the door, even crack the window. He said he could not do that. The victim stated Wade was telling her not to act crazy or he would have to kill her. The victim became very nauseous and threw up on the back floorboard of the vehicle. After the victim threw up, Wade forced her to smoke more weed, even after the victim refused. Throughout the battery, Wade referred to his gun or threatened the victim with a gun approximately 5 to 10 times. The victim said she complied with everything Wade told her to do because she was afraid she was going to die. Sometime during the battery, Wade took the victim's tights and tied them around the victim's ankles. The victim said he tied the tights extremely tight. The victim said Wade continuously ard her anally and vaginally for a total of about 3 hours. I think in the interview he said it was about an hour. The sex was about an hour. And then the reason probably the rest of the time is because, well, they were smoking and then the stick shift couldn't drive the stick and it kept stalling out and stuff. I'm not saying I believe, I'm trying to remind you with the stuff he said compared to what she's saying. Anyway, while Wade was still R-ing her, the victim said she thought it was the end and she was going to die. She said she started trying to think of happy things and was trying to put herself mentally somewhere could be okay. The victim said she started saying the prayer, Our Father, over and over again in her head. After about the 10th time, Wade said, F it, I'm over it, and Wade stopped. Afterwards, she frantically tried to get some of her clothes on, and Wade's attitude changed a little. He tried to get the car started and could not get it started, so he made the victim get out and push the vehicle. Wade threatened the victim before she got out, assuring she would not run. Okay, right. The victim said helped Wade. Oh, so probably the victim said that she helped Wade get the vehicle started, and then she got back in the car as demanded by Wade. Wade drove back to pick up his friends from the party, and his friends said they had been looking for him. The friends said that they called the police to report the car stolen. Wade got into the front passenger seat and told the victim to sit on his lap. The victim did not want to sit on his lap, but again, scared to make him mad. The victim was only able to put on her skirt, top, and boots. Wade's friend asked the victim where they could drop her off at, and the victim told them her brother's house. Wait, though, he drove back to his friend. Whose car was it again? So he had his friend's car, you're right? And then, so he goes back, and then it's, okay, so then I guess they were going to report it stolen because they were probably gone so long, but then, okay, so now they're driving her back. She's on his lap. The entire ride, Wade continued the sexual battery by penetrating the victim's anus with his fingers. She said that as they got closer and closer to her brother's house, Wade got rougher and rougher. She felt Wade was being rough as a reminder of his threat for her not to tell anybody what happened. Wade told her, I hate that I had to do it like this because you're so beautiful. Wade's friend dropped her off at her brother's house at blank in Tallahassee. The victim said when she got out of the car at her brother's house, Wade again asked the victim her name. She responded, and again, he again asked her full name in a threatening manner. She told him she felt he was asking her name so he knew who she was in case he had to find her to follow through with the threats he made to her. The victim ran to her brother's front door and knocked until blank woke up. The victim told her brother that she had just been AR'd for 3 hours and was hysterical and was crying. The victim went in and took a shower. The victim says she just sat down in the shower, but it hurt so bad to sit down. The victim said while in the shower, she pulled out a handful of her hair due to the stress and anxiety she was feeling. After the shower, her brother offered her his bed and she went to sleep. Her brother slept on the couch for the night. The following morning, the victim discovered the tampon she had been wearing the night before was no longer inside of her or had been pushed so far into her vagina she could no longer locate it. Now, remember, the cop or the detective or whatever asked him about that. Remember, she said, did she have to take anything out? And then she said, was she bleeding? Did you could she have been on her period or whatever word she used? The reason she was asking that is because this right here. And he acts like, no, there was no blood. No, I didn't know she was on her period. She never told me. Just kind of reminded you what he said in the interview. So, where are we at? The victim was also missing 2 small earring gauges, a nose ring, and possibly her tights, later located. At that point, the victim chose to go to the hospital for a SA evidence kit. The victim presented at the hospital with multiple abrasions, bruises, and scratches to her body. Some of the injuries are as follows. She had the right knee abrasion and scratches, right foot small bruise on the area just above the 4th toe, right hip bruise and scratch along the hip bone and waist, left elbow bruised and slightly swollen, painful to move, right side of chin, red mark and bruise, neck scratched or abraded area running horizontally across the windpipe, lip bruised and slightly swollen, nose abrasion across bridge of nose, right side of the neck scratches, left side of the neck bruised, right side of the head above the ear, slight swelling and tender to the touch, left ankle scratch. Remember how Wade's like, oh, I had scratches on my neck and on my back, and what else did he say? And then she's like, the detective, or I forget what was her name that he was interviewing him, said something like, well, yeah, you should have came right in because then I could verify that you had scratches on your neck and back or whatever. Liar. Anyway, but he could have had scratches on him because if he did that, it wouldn't be that weird for her to have reacted and scratched him a little bit, but not because for the reasons he's saying, Anyway, December 17th, 2014, the investigator attempted contact with the suspect, or the investigator attempted contact with the suspect, Wade Wilson. Wade could not be located at his listed residence. Several other addresses were checked and his known associates were contacted without success. All attempts to locate Wade have been unsuccessful. Wade is currently out on bond in reference to 2 unrelated charges. December 23rd, 2014. Assistant State Attorney Lorena, blah, 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 Thomas was briefed on the facts of the evidence. They approved charging Wade Wilson with the charges of sexual battery by force and kidnapping. Probable cause is sufficient. Okay. So that's that one. Now, the jury verdict right here, 10/9/2015, all it says, and I wish there was more. So it says, we, the jury, find the defendant, Wade S. Wilson, not guilty as to count 1. But what about the other counts? I'm wondering if they found it, maybe it's because if you found him gone guilty to count 1, then all the other ones would be not guilty. Or maybe this is just the result for count 1, but I don't think I have them for the other ones. But yeah, count 1, not guilty. Okay. Jury instructions. Here are the instructions. I'm going to read those after, but it could be interesting to see the instructions or do you want me to read them now? The instructions they gave them. Well, let me see here. real quick because it might be interested to see if count one, let me see. I won't read them all, but I'll read like one and the rest probably are the same. So this is the instructions that they were given. The final jury instructions. Please pay attention to the instructions. Statement of charge. Wade, the defendant in this case, has been accused of 3 counts of the crime. Sexual battery by threats reasonably believed, in 1 count of kidnapping to inflict bodily harm or terrorize to facilitate a felony. So count 1, to prove the crime of sexual battery upon a person 12 years of age or older, under specified circumstances, the state must prove the following 4 elements beyond reasonable doubt. Blank was 12 years of age or older. Wade Wilson committed an act upon blank in which the penis of the defendant penetrated or had a union with the vagina. He coerced her to submit by threatening to use force or violence likely to cause serious personal injury, and blank reasonably believed Wade had the present ability to execute the threat. The act was committed without the consent of blank. Consent means intelligent, knowing, and voluntary consent does not include coerced submission. Consent does not mean the failure of the alleged victim to offer physical resistance to the offender. Evidence of the victim's mental incapacity or defect, if any, may be considered in determining whether there was an intelligent, knowing, and voluntary consent. Mentally incapacitated means the person is rendered temporarily incapable of appraising or controlling his or her conduct due to the influence of a narcotic, anesthetic, or intoxicating substance administered to the person without his or her consent, or due to any other act committed upon the person without his or her consent. Union means contact. Serious personal injury means great bodily harm or pain, permanent disability, or permanent disfigurement. When there are lesser crimes, this is what I wanted to see. When there are lesser included crimes or attempts, in considering the evidence, you should consider the possibility that although the evidence may not convince you of the defendant committed the main crime of which he is accused, there may be evidence that he committed other acts that would constitute a lesser included crime. Therefore, if you decide the main accusation has not been proved beyond a reasonable doubt, you will next need to decide if the defendant is guilty of any lesser included crime. The lesser crimes indicated in the definition of the sexual battery by threats are sexual battery and battery. So I don't know. It only showed the 1, the count 2. So I'm not going to read all these. I just wanted to read the 1, and then they're all pretty much the basic same. All right, jury notes. Okay. So we have, there's not much here, but I thought read it all. So we have felony sexual battery by threats reasonably believed, and then kidnapping. So here's the charges. It says juries report at 9 a.m. Okay. So it lists State versus Wade, judge selection, trial scheduled to start. It started October 8th at 2015, 9 a.m. Okay. And then the courtroom 3D, it only estimated trial length was 1 day. Jury panel sworn. Okay, it's a time. It said tried to verdict, check case disposition, plea not guilty. So he pled not guilty. And then here's the names, and then here are criminal trial record witness list. So here's the witnesses. Sidney, look, he's one of the witnesses. So, oh, CB, look, you're a witness. How funny. CB, I knew why you're interested in this case. I'm just joking. I know that just says estimated time, so that's all. Estimated time's 1 day, but it could be because then they deliberate. Probably 2 days altogether. I don't know. Anyway, so 1085 oral stipulation between the parties in open court to amend the date on the info. For count 2, from 4/23 to 12/13. Oral stip between the parties in open court as to authenticity of medical records. Okay, so these are the motions. Okay. Defense motion for mistrial denied. So of course they always try to get that. So they wanted oral stipulation between parties in open court as to authenticity of medical records and admittance of it into evidence, and then to amend the date on the info. Okay. So then state attorney. It has exhibits, yes. Jury questions, yes. So here's some, yeah, look, CD video. So I wonder, is that the video? So here's some of the evidence, right? Exhibit list. Here's some of the exhibits. CD, video, toxicology kit, FDLE sexual assault kit, pants, photo of vehicle not admitted, so not available. I don't know why. 25 photos of CB taken at hospital. Oh, that's the victim's initials. Duh. Oh, it's just funny, CB, because you're in here and it's the same. I just thought that was funny to be like CB. And then clothing and medical records of CB. So, yeah, I bet you this is. They probably did see that video, and he probably freaking made it so it looks like it was consensual. Because think about it. We know Wade now, so we know he's a jerk. But back then, they don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? They don't know any of what's going to end up happening. He's going to be a murderer. So if they see, oh, it's on her phone. And then I could see them maybe start to freaking believe it. Because he's a freaking, I can't believe it. That's, I bet you, can you imagine what she had to go through? Like, hearing not guilty? Anyway, says Judge Carroll, I wonder why no witnesses for the defense were questioned if there was a gun or guns in the vehicle. This is a jury note. That's true. The victim testified that she felt that she was being threatened with either a gun or two guns. The owner of the vehicle should have known if there was a gun or guns in the vehicle. Foreman. So that was one of the things that they. And then here's another one. It says, another note. It says, we would like to see the video in the original photos on the camera. The original, yeah, the video is probably that video. We would like to see the video and the original photos on the camera. But wait, they didn't get to see the video? Or hold on, let me think. What does that mean? So maybe did they show it in trial and then they just wanted to see it so they could look over it? Or yeah, because it shows us the on the exhibit. So I wonder, huh? Yeah. That was probably a big determining thing, is that video. Let's see here. October 9th, members of the jury, I've received your two inquiries. With regard to the inquiry as the presence of a gun or guns in the vehicle, I am not able to respond to this question because it calls for information that is not evidence. Your decision must be based only on the evidence presented in the trial and the law that I have given you. If you have any other specific questions, please send a note and I'll see if I can answer it. Huh. With regard to the request for original photos on the camera, those are okay. The photos are not in evidence and likewise cannot be provided to you. So yeah, I mean, if she has photos on the camera that aren't relevant, like that they didn't take, then I could see like that. Yeah, right. But let me see here. I will have returned to the courtroom shortly to view videos. While you are in the courtroom viewing the same, I would respectfully ask that you do not comment on or discuss the case in the jury box. All deliberations must be conducted in the privacy of the jury room. So, okay. And then here's just notes. Okay. No, this isn't really anything. And where they're sitting and stuff. Okay. So then this just his charges. It just shows right here. I think this is why I pulled this up to show. It says I had information defendant Wade was wanted today at 1/7/15. Wilson called investigator Gehrig. He said he wanted to turn himself in and provide evidence that he was innocent. Wilson met us in the lobby of the station just after 3 p.m. And then that's that interview that we watched. These are his other 2 charges he had gotten in different times, which I have went through all of those months ago. I went through all of his arrests. If you guys want to check it out, I think it's even called like Wade's arrest history or something. All right, so I think that's all with that one. Now let's go to this. This is just his warrant. So he had that warrant out, and then, like I said, he turned himself in on the 7th. No bond, no contest. Okay. And then here is some of the stuff. Okay. What's that noise? Oh, I didn't even judge. Look, just notice how many women. The good call. Like women compared to men. Was there a lot more women? My grandma sounds like she's up. Hold on, let me see something. I didn't even. Good call, Laura. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, so Leland, Brooks, Mark, William, Francis, Neil, James. Maybe there wasn't enough women. Okay, we have Willa, Teresa. Those sound like women. Murr would probably be a guy, right? Maybe not, though. Stephen, Catherine, Patrick, Angelia, or Angela, Elia, Richard, Francine, Diane, Tony. Could be a girl or a boy. Why do I find it when they spell Tony with an I? A lot of the times that is a female. Gloria. Wait, hold on, because Zeke just went to the vet and hold on, give me 1 minute. Sorry, guys. He had his shots today and he was feeling under the weather. My grandma at nighttime, I heard her down there yelling at him. No, she's not. Don't worry, she doesn't abuse him. She loves him. But she was yelling at him because she's so confused. And I just saved him because I know he's not feeling good because he had his shots. And I had to go get him. I had to wake up my mom, my Bubba's. He was trying to run away from her. She was being mean to him. I don't like that, Bubba. So sorry. I'm going to finish reading these. I just had to save my boy. I love him. I love this guy. Okay, sorry. It's crazy. This is my Zekester. Here. He had his little shots today. He had a good review. Says he's got this little lump, but I mean, I think it's okay. But he had a good review, huh? They said he's good. He's healthy boy. He got his 2 shots. But he just, all day, you could tell it's affected him. Okay. I love him. It was funny because she was arguing about, like, I couldn't have him. And I was giving him to my mom. Like, Mom, can you just sleep with me tonight? Because she's yelling at him. So I go in there, and then she's, like, arguing because she wants him when we go in there. And then she's telling my mom, I want her to take him, and like arguing. I'm like, Grandma, that's all I was trying to do is get him away from you. She's so confused. Okay. I love him so much. I love him so much. Oh, Bubba. Just wait for me, okay? Love you. Okay. Okay, hold on, guys. Love you, baby. Let me get a pillow set for him. Let me get a nice pillow set for you, baby. Come over here, Bubba. Come on. Hi. Hi. Right here. Love you so much. Just wait for your sister. Where are you going, Bubba? Oh, I love you. I don't want you to go back down there. She's being mean to you, Bubby. Here, let me put a blanket on the floor for you. Here. Lay down. Come on, Bubba. Come on, you can lay down right beside me. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, you can lay down right beside me, baby. Okay. Hopefully, I don't know if he'll stay. All right, sorry, guys. I just heard her yelling, and I'm like, what the heck? And I've been thinking about him all day, like since I was up there, because I was like, man, I should be with them. I'm a sucker for my dog. I really am. I worry about him. I love him so much. Okay. Let's continue here. Hopefully he stays with me. So yeah, there is some women. I mean, I'm surprised they found him not guilty. All right, so next one is right here. Okay. So this is Papa, I got your blanket over here, babes. Come lay with me. All right. Wait, huh? Oh, I was so confused, Casey. You had me so confused because I'm like, wait a minute, Casey's not usually like that. Oh my Lord, I almost like broke my heart there for a minute. Like, what? I'm glad I continued reading. It's like, it's got to be a joke. Okay. So now we have date of report 1/7. So we have the wanted person template. Oh, let's read here. Date of occurrence Wednesday. So this was 1/7 is when he turned himself in. So that's why they're saying dispatch received, because that's when he did the interview. Oh, maybe I will. CB, hold on. I gotta let him out. Gosh, my grandma, I hope she's nice to him. She's just like yowls, and then just because he's just very not feeling good right now. I don't want him to yell at her. All right. Okay, I'm coming, guys. We did a little sneak action. So my mom, I was able to sneak Zeke to my mom. I was like, Mom, handoff. She was in there like saying bye to my grandma and going into her room. And I go, Mom, here, take Zeke, take him with you. And she's yelling at him. So we did a little sneak handoff. So he's with my mama. Okay. Yeah, I will. Thank you, CV. Okay. So we have reported 911. No. Was evidence collected? No. They're talking about when he did the interview, though. So says I had information the defendant was wanted at 17, called Garrick. He wanted to turn himself in, provided, we just read this, provided evidence that he was innocent. To provide us evidence he was innocent, he met us in the lobby in the station at just after 3 p.m. And then, this one doesn't really have much, but then here, this says 12:14 dispatched. Oh, thanks, John. Thank you so much. Where are we? Criminal or okay. So primary color white. We have quantity weight, the sexual assault kit, toxicology kit. They took that. And then it says on the above listed date and time, I responded to that's the hospital ER room number 50 in reference to a sexual battery. A sexual battery investigation. I impounded the FDLE sexual assault kit, toxicology kit, and a repair of the victim's pants. A repair. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. And a pair of the victim's pants into TPD property and evidence. The victim blank, the name, had advised, no, wait, that's not it. The victim advised what had changed clothing? The victim advised she had changed clothing prior to coming to the hospital, the TMH ER. The pair of pants I impounded was the pair she changed into and not what she was wearing. I don't know why those are whited out, but obviously that's she. Anyway, not what she was wearing during the sexual battery. You know what it might have been? Maybe it was like her initials or something there. Okay, so then we have because that would be weird that they block out like the she. Okay, so this was from when they took the wait, what date was this? Hold on. So it says was evidence collected? Yes. It says 1-5 report. Let's see here. Evidence collected from the hospital. Photos, video taken? Yes. Digital. Photos of victim's injury? Yes. Photos of suspect's injury? No. Photos taken by Henderson 855. Photos of a damaged property? No. Crime scene processed by, and then it says not available. Specific location type, single family dwelling. Hate crime? No. Confidentiality required? Yes. Sexual battery. Juvenile involved, unknown. District zone, 6A, Charlie. Total damage, 0. Okay. And then it says, it says the charge, sexual assault with a weapon, sexual battery victim, 12 years of age or older. I think she was like, she was in her 20s. She wasn't a minor. It's so tricky because the way Florida law is, that is, if it's 12 or older, it's like because I think under 12 that you could get like can't you get the death penalty? Wait, not the death. Isn't there something death penalty or not? Maybe not death penalty, but it's the charge is you could get life or something. Now I forget. I looked into it before why it's like labeled 12 years of age or older, because when I originally saw that charge, I was thinking it was a minor because what, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God, it must have been a minor, but she was in her 20s. She wasn't a minor. But yeah, I think because anything under is like a different charge. But then like, so instead of saying like minor, 12 to 18 isn't the same as under 12, which in Florida, it's like they specify, I guess. Anyway, so offense class, offense changed. So kidnap, commit, or facilitate commission of a felony. Okay, where are we at here? So this is his birthday. He was age 20. There you go. Age 20. Occupation, unemployed. Driver's license IDs, Florida. Height 6'2", weight 205 pounds. Okay. Okay, so here, now, this is pretty much the same as the incident report, except at the end they have added stuff. So what I was going to do is just kind of skim through to make sure there's nothing more on this that they added, but I did it real quick earlier, and it seems like it's the exact same thing as the probable cause, but then there's extra stuff at the end. Okay, where are we at? Right here. So it says the victim provided a cell phone to this investigator and gave consent to complete a forensic exam of the phone. After meeting with the victim, this investigator made contact with the victim's phone. Oh. Sorry. You know me, I want to make it as big as I can for you guys, but sometimes it takes a little bit of messing around to see which one is big enough, but not too big. Okay, here we go. Okay, so after meeting the victim, the investigator made contact with the victim's blank by phone. Blank was uncertain of speaking with this investigator over the phone and requested contact in person. This investigator drove to blank and spoke to blank in person. Blank could not provide any pertinent information with regards to the suspect. He was able to provide a phone number for Katie and for blank. So basically, it would be her brother, right? I'm guessing because her brother she went to her brother's house. So it's obviously somebody that that's like a family that, you know, is close to the victim. So he's saying like he couldn't provide any information with regards to Wade, but Caitlin, remember, Caitlin is the one that introduced Katie. Caitlin introduced Wade to the victim. So he said he was able to provide a phone number for Katie and for blank. The investigator attempted to contact Katie at blank. There was no answer, and a voicemail was left requesting a callback. No callback was received. The investigator then attempted to reach blank, but was unsuccessful. A voicemail was left requesting a callback, and a callback was received the same date. Blank was asked if he knew the male subject the victim had been seen with, and he said no. He was then asked if he knew Caitlin, and he said yes. The investigator asked blank to make contact with Katie if he could and find out who went to the party with the night before. So probably who went to the party with her the night before. And blank agreed. Contact was made with the victim's blank, who's probably brother, and blank stated he could not provide much information other than to say when blank showed up, she was hysterical. She told him she had just been AR'd anally and blank, the conversation with blank was audio recorded. Oh, she was hard anally and something, probably kidnapped or whatever else. And then it says the conversation with blank was audio recorded, so probably the brother. The same date, this investigator traveled to the residence where the party occurred at blank at Essex Drive. Wait, the same date, this investigator traveled to the residence where the party occurred. Contact was made with resident Morgan Blank, who advised she threw the party. Blank, I could not provide any useful information and did not even know who the victim was. So I don't know what something I could not provide any useful information, did not even know who the victim was. She did provide the name and phone numbers of her other roommates as well. The roommates are as follows: Gabriella, and then they give the phone number. And she advised she stayed in her room. So Gabrielle said she stayed in her room the whole time because she did not want to have anything to do with the party. Amy could not provide any information pertinent to this investigation. But I mean, it's true because they drove off in the car. So like probably none of these people, except the people that went up to the car and looked in and stuff. Okay, so Kate Keelan Blank could not provide any information pertinent to this investigation. The suspect was identified the following day as Wade Wilson by a witness and by the victim. Prior to this, he was only known as Wade. For the victim's account above, the suspect was referred to as Wilson. On December 15th, 2014, this investigator received a return phone call from Blank. He advised he made contact with Caitlin, aka Katie, to find out who she had gone to the party with the night prior. Katie advised she was with Wade Wilson. The same date, this investigator received an email and phone call from the victim's mother. She advised the victim had located the suspect on Facebook and emailed a link to the account. The Facebook account was for Wade Wilson. On December 17th, this investigator attempted contact with the suspect, Wade Wilson. Wade could not be located at his listed residence. Several other addresses were checked, and his known associates were contacted without success. All attempts to locate Wade had been unsuccessful. Wade is currently out on bond in reference to 2 unrelated charges. On December 23rd, 2014, Assistant Attorney Lorena Bueno Thomas was briefed on the facts and evidence of this case. ASA Bueno and Thomas approved charging Wade Wilson with the charges of sexual battery by force and kidnapping. The same date, the following warrants were signed by Judge Fulford. Warrant, and then we have the sexual battery with deadly weapon, 2 counts of that, and then kidnapping. The warrant information was provided by Sergeant Larimore with the Career Criminal Unit and United States Marshal Task Force. The status of this case is being changed from open active to warrants issued. Wait, I swear there was another part in it. Hold on. Well, let me make sure. I missed this part. Or maybe it's on another one. Yeah, it must be on another document that we haven't read yet. Okay. So now we have business name. So we have Tallahassee incident report, CID cleared by arrest. So we have, was evidence collected? So on this incident, whatever this was from, where, I guess we'll see, but was evidence collected? No. 911 call? No. Evidence collected from hospital? Photos taken? Yes. Photos of victim's injury? Yes. Photos of suspect's injury? No. So basically that's the same. Okay, so on January 13th, an FDL report was completed with the results regarding the analysis of the biological specimens kit reference blood alcohol level. There was no ethyl alcohol identified in the victim's blood, so she didn't have any. Which, if you remember the interview, he said she seemed drunk. He didn't see her drink, but she seemed drunk and she smelled like alcohol. She said she did have a little bit of vodka, remember, but it made her sick. So it doesn't sound like she drank that much. So she was probably being honest. Hence, there was no freaking alcohol in her blood. If she just probably drank a little bit early on, and then by the time the next night or the next day, it didn't show up in her blood, right? On February 9th, an FDL report was completed with the results regarding the analysis of SAE key. There was no semen identified in the buckle or what is so wait, they freaking don't redact anal, but what would vaginal? Why is that? Why would that be more redacted than anal? I don't understand. It has to be what it is, right? But so there was no semen identified. The buccal something or anal swabs, okay. But she showered, remember? And then it says an FDL report was completed with results regarding the analysis of the biological specimen kits reference to drugs. Delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, was identified in the victim's blood, which goes along with what she said. The status of this case will remain cleared by arrest. What? Oh, this is, I think, the one that I was, okay, that's the nurse's account. Cool, we'll read that. That's the one I was looking for. When I was reading that other one, I was like, wait. Okay, so here's this one, which has all the same stuff. Here's some new stuff on here. So offense class. So Wade, unknown, suspect primary role, weapon type used, other, explain in narrative. Weapon impounded, no. Motive, sexual gratification. Point of entry, not applicable. Method of entry, not applicable. Target, person. Premise type, non-residential. Entry type, not applicable. Suspect characteristics, alcohol involved. Counts per statute, ordinance 1. Occupancy code, not applicable. Offense status open. Security use, not applicable. Victim's actions before, during offense, other, explained in narrative. Okay, I gotta take a sip of water. Hold on. Okay, so we have minimum age 20, max age 21, height 5'11". Oh, they're doing like both of theirs, right? That's what I'm getting at. So she must be 5'11" and 21 at the time. He was 20, 6'1", 150, 170 pounds, right? Provided sworn statement, no. Person type adult. Or am I like not understand that right? And then it says sobriety, had been drinking, injury, not available, coat, black, Mar FSU jacket, hair color brown, hair length short, hairstyle low cut, facial hair clean shaven, general appearance casual, demeanor other, explain a narrative. No, I think, okay, I misunderstood that. Now that I see they're only describing him, so I guess they're just guessing at that time. Oh, she's describing him. Sorry, that was silly. But at first I was thinking, min max, were they like giving both of them? This is her description at the time before they had the information. So this is what she said. The minimum age 20, max 21, minimum height 5'11" to 6'1", weight 150 to 170. She underguessed that one. Well, he was like 202, it said. Okay. And it says sobriety, had been drinking. So he had on a black, maybe maroon, black MAR, I don't know, FSU jacket, hair color brown, hair length short up to ½ inch, hairstyle low cut, facial hair clean shaven, general appearance casual, demeanor other, explain a narrative, speech other, explain a narrative, body mark tattoos multiple. Okay. Sorry, guys, I had a moment. I have those moments where I just don't think and I say something stupid. And then once I think it out, it's like, oh, my Lord. That was really silly. I'm sure you have them, but you just get to see mine because I have no filter and I'm live and I just talk. I don't think before I talk. Okay. You got to hear my thoughts. All right, here we go. So, oh my God, this is driving me nuts. Let me do like 210 then. All right, so we have, now this is her. Oh, this is the nurse, Kathy, the nurse, men age 30, 40, occupation nurse. Okay, so here we go. Sexual battery. Dispatch information. I was dispatched to Tallahassee Memorial Hospital emergency room to make contact with a victim of sexual assault. Arrival on scene. Upon arrival, I was directed to room 50, where I made contact with the sane nurse, Kathy Walker. Walker had completed her examination of the victim. Blank, blank. It was later learned from blank that the incident occurred at blank. That's the address. Description of scene. So, on the road. So it's a single family residence where a party which blank attended was held last night, 12/13/14. The sexual battery was reported by blank to have occurred in a vehicle parked near the residence. Physical and emotional condition of the victim. So this is what the nurse is saying when she came in, right? Blank was upset and cried off and on throughout my contact with blank. She was coherent, but began to cry when relating parts of the incident which were upsetting to her. Blank, I don't know, hands shook, so probably her hands shook, and blank sometimes appeared to be dazed. Blank had multiple abrasions, bruised areas, and scratches on blank's body as follows. So it's going to go over the same stuff. It looks like it's goes with what is in the report. Yeah. Right side chin. So I already read all that. Nose abrasion across the bridge, right side of the neck scratches, lips bruised, neck scratched, a braided area run out horizontally across the windpipe. That would go, right side of chin, red mark and bruised, left elbow bruised and slightly swollen, painful to move, right hip bruise, which makes sense how she's described how she was laying on the car seat when he would make her lay down when they come. She was laying on that hump on the ground, and then their head was kind of under the passenger seat, she said. So that would make sense. Right hip, she'd be turned. That makes total sense. Like it's laying on her side. So right hip bruise, scratch along the hip bone and waist. Right foot, small bruise on the area just above the fourth toe. Right knee, abrasions and scratches. Okay. Okay, so left side of the neck bruised, right side of the head above the ear. Slight swelling and tender to the touch. So the head above the left ankle scratched. So blank's injuries were photographed by Forensic Unit Henderson 855. Offense victims account. After speaking briefly with Nurse Walker, I made contact with blank. Said blank is unsure of the exact timeline for the events that are described below, but believes this is an approximation of the incident. Blank provided the following account. Blank said, blank and blank, last name unknown, went to a party on 12/13 at about 10:30 p.m. Upon arrival, blank and blank talked to other people and drank vodka. Blank said blank had about 4 or 5 shots and was feeling buzzed but not drunk. Whoa, okay, she had more than I thought. Never mind. That other one made it just seem like I'm not that I'm saying she's lying, but you know how you just like, if it doesn't say, you kind of you're imagining trying to imagine what she says. So she said, remember she said she went to the liquor store to get vodka, but then she ended up getting sick. I was just a picture of having like a drink and not feeling good, but it probably was she drank a little bit too much and got a little nauseous from that. Okay. So she had 4 or 5 shots, was feeling buzzed, but not drunk. Blank said she saw a female blank had seen before, but did not know. Blank spoke to her. The female then introduced her to a white male who introduced himself in front of the unknown female as Wade. Blank said Blank and Wade talked for a while and hung out in the backyard with other people. Wade asked Blank if Blank wanted to smoke some green, which Blank said meant smoke marijuana, so she agreed. Blank said Blank and Wade exited the backyard through a gate on one side of the house and walked around to the front. There were other people hanging out in the front of the house. She said that she and Wade walked over to an approximately 2010 model maroon Honda CRV. Her and Wade got into the vehicle, and she does not recall if he unlocked the doors or if they were unlocked already, but he did have keys to the vehicle. She said when he got in the car, Wade turned on the overhead light so he could see to prepare a bowl of marijuana for them to smoke. After smoking and a short time passing, Wade told her to get back in the back seat. And she said she asked why. She couldn't just stay in the front seat. According to her, Wade's voice became threatening, and he said again, get back in the seat. She said she felt suddenly afraid, and so she got into the back seat. She said Wade drove around a little bit for a little while, and she didn't know how long they drove around as Wade made her get on the floorboard of the back seat and covered her with jackets. When they finally stopped, she said she realized they were still in the same area. Wade parked the car on the side of the street. She said Wade then grabbed her by her neck with both hands and began choking her. She was unsure if Wade was in the back seat at the time or was choking her from the front seat. So this is a different account. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's the same because she's telling the same story, but this isn't the same as the probable cause. This is a different report. There's a lot of differences, and you know what I'm saying? Not differences that she's lying, but this is different than what I just read. In case you guys are wondering. Anyway, so she's saying she's not sure if he was choking her from the back seat or the front seat. I'm trying to think how that would work. So he tells her to get in the back. So his story is, remember, he thought that she just got right in the back, I think, or he said he turned on the air because it was really hot. Anyway, at some point, Wade got into the back seat with her. She was not sure if he climbed over the seat or exited the vehicle and got into the back door. He said he couldn't remember, but remember, he said he probably got out and went because he's a big guy. It would have been hard for him to crawl over the seat. So he said he doesn't remember exactly, but he probably got out and went in through the door. That's what he said. Blank said she remembers he kept choking her repeatedly. Blank said she was unsure how, but her clothing was removed and Wade forced his penis into her. It is vaginal. That's what they're redacting. An anus. Okay. She said Wade kept choking her until she almost passed out. When she began to pass out, Wade released the pressure on her neck and she would start to regain consciousness. And she said she became panicky. So that's why. See that she didn't say there's a lot. I feel like there's a little bit more details in this one than the probable cause. Not that she lied. So I think what they did is they take this and then they put it into the probable cause and they choose like maybe not to add everything. You know what I'm saying? So but now we're getting a little bit more detail. So she was getting anxiety because he was freaking choking her, and then he'd stop when she's about to pass out, and then she was getting panicky because she has asthma and could not breathe. And then she said Wade held her in the vehicle for approximately 3 hours, and although she asked him to let her leave, he threatened to shoot her if she got out of the car or made any noise. Oh my Lord. She also said throughout the assault, Wade kept telling her he had a gun. Wade called the gun by make and model, but changed the make and model several times. Wade did not recall the names of the guns he threatened her with, but he told her, "You're going to stay cool, right? Because if you don't, I'm going to shoot you." Wade said she was afraid and was going to die, or she was afraid she was going to die. Man. So that's interesting. What if he really had a gun? Because she's saying that Wade called the gun by the make and model, but changed the make and model several times. But he might have had more than one gun because, wait a minute, this was the 13th or 14th. When was the car accident? Hold on a second. Because the car accident was the same month. Oh shoot, CB, do you know offhand when the car you're familiar with these? When was the car accident? Because this was December 13th to the 14th. I think the car accident Oh, but he wasn't even in his. Wait a minute. That's right. The car accident was his parents' car. This wasn't even his car. So I bet you he was bluffing. I bet you he didn't have a gun. It was somebody else's car. They probably didn't even have a gun in there. He probably just said it to scare her. I don't believe that he did, because he wouldn't have been just holding carrying a gun on him at the party, and unless if he knew that that person had a gun in the car, he was lying. Okay, thanks, CB. So this would have been after that accident. So he would have gotten that. He would have had that accident where he hit his head and stuff. No, I'm not saying that as an excuse, but what I'm saying is, did he have a cut on it from that? You know what I'm saying? Because he had to go to the hospital. Did he wonder if he had anything? Because they said he was bleeding a lot. So I just wonder if he had a cut or whatever from the accident. Did they say he had stitches from that, now that I'm thinking about it? Anyway, all right. Sorry, I'm rambling a little bit, but all right. So she's basically threatening her, and Wade said at one point, some of Wade's friends came over to the car and began talking to him. Wade made her lay on the floorboard of the rear seat and covered her in jackets which were in the car. Wade said at one point, well, not Wade said, she said at one point she threw up in the back seat floorboard on the passenger side. Wade told the friends he had a naked blank in the back of the car, and the friends finally went away. Oh, so when they come to the car, he says, "Oh, I have a naked." Well, he probably used a night. I bet it's the B word or something just not nice, to which they redacted it. But that's what he's telling them when they come in. At one point, she told Wade that she called blank, and he would be worried about blank since he was expecting blank by 2 a.m. Wait, help me make sense of that. At one point, she told Wade that she called, maybe not something, and he would be worried about her since he was expecting her by 2 a.m. Maybe did he have a girlfriend at the time or something? I don't know. She said Wade asked her what blank's name was. Maybe she was saying like her boyfriend, or no, she didn't have a boyfriend. I don't know. But anyway, blank told him. So she told him that something. Wade then looked at blank's phone and said, "No one by that name has been calling you." She's probably trying to say like a guy was about to, got maybe her brother or something was going to show up to make him worried to let her go, maybe, or some guy. And then he's like, she's expecting him by 2. And he said, "Well, what's the name then?" And then she told him, and then he looked at her phone and was like, "Oh, no one's calling by that name. He's not worried about you." But his brother, her brother. He then turned the phone down so blank could not hear the ringer. Wow. At some point later, around 3:30 a.m., Wade's friends came back to the car and told him that they had been looking for him. They said that they called the police to report the car stolen. Wade got into the front passenger seat and told blank, who was trying to put on her clothes, to sit on his lap. Blank was only able to put on which we saw in the other report, which she say her skirt, and she wasn't able to put on her underwear or whatever, right? And blank left blank in the back seat of the car. Blank said blank didn't want to sit on Wade's lap, but she was afraid to cause a scene. She said Wade's friend drove them to the house, which was not too far from where they were. While she sat on Wade's lap, he continued to penetrate her with his fingers. Oh, with her butt. Oh my God, he's sick. And then she took that to be a threat to harm her if he told the others what happened. She said Wade told her, "I hate that I had to do it like this because you're so beautiful." Wade's friend dropped her off at her brother's house at blank a short time later. Blank said, surprised. She said that when she got out of the car, at her brother's house. Wade asked her, "What's your name?" And she told him her name. And he again asked her in a threatening manner, "What's your name?" And she told him her name. And she said that she thought he was trying to find out her full name so he could threaten her to keep her from telling anyone what happened. She's unsure if any of the others in the car knew what happened. Blank said, so she said she did not immediately go, I'm sure, call the cops because she did not want to alarm anyone at the house. Oh, maybe, yeah, either call the cops or tell anyone at first because she didn't want to alarm anyone at the house. She said she did not tell her brother about the incident when she arrived. And then when she woke up, she said she discovered that the blank she had been wearing the night before was not tampon. She discovered the tampon that she had been wearing the night before was not there or had been pushed so far into her that she could no longer locate it. And she believes that she believes it may still be in the car, as well as whatever else that which were also missing. So it wasn't like, so her earrings, remember they said her nose or whatever earrings, and then I think her underwear were missing. What else? It was in the first one, or the probable cause. They had it. It wasn't redacted. So, okay. Where am I at? So maybe still in the car as well as blank, which were also missing when she woke up this morning. Blank described the blank, some redactions, and then it said, blank said when she discovered blank was missing, she became concerned about possibly injury to something and told blank, maybe her brother, I forget. Now, did the original one say that's when she told her brother? She told somebody and then somebody about the sexual assault. She then showered and drove to the hospital. They collected the clothing that she had been wearing when attending the party in a bag, which he gave to the hospital. She turned the bag of the clothing over to Henderson, 855. Victim suspect relationship, not known to each other before the party. Witness account. I did not speak to witnesses. Contact with suspects, victim's description of suspect. So this is how she described him. She described the suspect Wade as follows: white male, dark brown hair that looked like a buzz cut that had grown out. He was 5'11" to 6'1", thin, 150 to 170 pounds. Last seen wearing a black with maroon lettering, FSU vintage type jacket. Looked like an old fashioned leather jacket. Faux leather. I don't even know how to say that. Probably faux leather with Seminole on the back. Jacket was bulky. Blank said, or she said, Wade had a full sleeve tattoo on his left arm and tattoos down the left side of his body and leg. He also said he also had some tattoos on the right arm, but not as extensive as the left side. She did not recall what was in the tattoo designs. The vehicle in which the assault occurred is an approximately 2010 model maroon Honda CR-V. She does not recall any bumper stickers, tag number, or other distinguishing marks from the vehicle. She said it was a standard transmission and Wade did not seem to know how to drive it. She does not believe it was his car, but may have been the car of a friend. Evidence recovered. Forensic unit, Henderson 855, Officer Bowden 389, supplemental reports, impounded the sexual assault evidence kit. All other evidence was impounded by forensic. Okay, so what do you guys think? Oh, shoot. I've been having such bad luck. I thought I broke my phone and iPad. I just spilled water all over. Oh, DB Bentley, thank you. Um, okay, so um okay. Um trying to think if there's anything else with this that I could go over. Um I think that's about all. I mean, that's pretty in depth of this case. Uh like I said, oh, that's what I wanted to show you. You actually, do you guys want to watch? Okay, here's my question. You guys decide. Hold on. 1 second. Let me check something really quick because I want to do a poll on what you guys would want to do. Because I want to either do that Delphi thing that I didn't get to do last night. I know it's late, but we could watch that together. Delphi stuff that's out, or I could play that interview with that Sidney. But I mean, even though I've already played it, it's on one of my videos. I was just gonna go look for the video that I played it on if you guys want it so I can link it. Um, so what do you guys want? Put a 1 if you want to do the Delphi, or 2. I mean, the interview I think is only 10, or wait, no, it was pretty long. That's right. But I think a lot of it's just downtime. I think it was only maybe like 20 minutes. But remember, I could link the video I did it and then give you the timestamp to that. So I could do Delphi. All right, Delphi. All right, I guess we'll do Delphi. I was waiting to see a response from right here. Not responding. Sorry, I had to. All right, let's do it. Oh, sorry, I had my phone over there. I just wanted to respond real quick. Okay, so hold on. Let me link that video so you guys can watch it though if you want to watch it. I'm pretty sure it's because I was doing really good with timestamps for a lot of those videos. I think I timestamped it so you guys could just go and find exactly what you need. So hold on, it's right. Hold on. Because this is Sidney. So now you see Sidney was at that party. He was a witness for this case. He brings him up also on the interview about the firearms case, where Sidney says that Wade went in there. Oh, here it is. And he's saying that Wade's saying, I never went in the house. Okay, here we go. Wilson called. Is it this? Yeah, I think it's this one. Hold on. Call transcript details. Hold on, interview. Yep, here it is. So it's timestamp 1:14:38. It gives you a timestamp of it. So let me share this, and then I'm going to put it in the description. And then, CB, I got to check on that Jesse thing. I wanted to do that shoot. So thinking that, okay, so remember that video? Remember the call logs I did with Jada, and I thought it was Jesse that she ended up getting Jada's number. Where Jada probably lost that number for how long ago. And then when Jesse moved to Florida and got a Florida number, she probably got that number. Remember that? And I did a video. That video got taken down by YouTube. Sucky. So it's not up, which makes me mad because, I want that a part of my record where I acknowledge that could be Jesse's phone number. Well, I think it is. I think it's coming up. I have to still double check that, CB, but it's coming up now. It's registering now to Jesse. It looks like it, but I want to double check it. So that means he was still talking to her up till February, but not that much. But I think that's because he couldn't use the phone that much. So remember, sometimes it was only once every 2 months he was getting a phone call. So he's basically talking to Jeanette and Jesse were the two main people he was talking to the last few months. And now they're saying there's no more call logs yet. So I think he's not able to talk to anyone, which I'm confused because does that mean that he's not talking, like he hasn't talked to Jesse in months, like a few months, or talked to anybody in a few months? Like, I wonder if he's able, unless if he's able to do like kiosk type stuff. He said, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think he hasn't used the phone. I should try again and see if there's any, but if he was on confinement, he probably, but I'm pretty sure it is Jesse's. So sorry about that. I mean, sometimes numbers get changed. Oh, here's the, that link to that video. So look at the timestamps and it'll be, I think it's at what did I find? 1:14. It'll say interview with wait, hold on. Interview with one of the young kids, Sidney. Wow, that's typo. With one of the young kids, Sidney. I said with on. But yeah, check that out. And hold on, let's listen to the Delphi then. All right, guys, I'll come back and we could do the interrogations, listen to it together. All right, I know it's late, but I mean, I'm still up. Are you guys up for it? All right, bye. I'll see you. Come back. I'm going to pop it up really quick, so come back, okay? Yeah, okay, bye.